All right, so
Season.
season ender. Shit, what a season, eh? First start, and by the way, I'm Jay. This is Paul. We're the Nomads,
Nomads. That's it.
founding members,
Yeah.
and yeah, man, this is our first season.
Yeah.
We've done a lot,
Yeah. I
you
mean, I
know.
might have to look up, like, what exactly did we start? Because that was, like,
Officially, I think it was July.
July was the official start. Because we met
Yeah,
in May,
yeah.
like,
No, we
early.
met in June.
We met in June, it wasn't
the
May?
The first ride was June because it was to Niagara.
Yeah, when you were. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so June
your
12th was
birthday.
when
Yeah.
we met.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, we went to Guelph.
We did Guelph.
Second ride. Fuck, man. That ride was bullshit and a half.
Oh, God. The Guelph ride.
But you know what, though? I want to do that ride again.
You know what? Okay. Because when I think of it now, at, like, the end of the season, I, for sure, like, knowing what that was,
Yeah.
I could do that ride again.
Oh, 100%.
But on that day, it was like a terrible idea.
100%. I
That
mean,
was the worst.
especially because we've done so much more.
Yeah, exactly. The
And
whole
we've
season. Yeah.
we've like ridden through a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's like for
Yeah.
sure Guelph looks bad, but like
Yeah.
we've done 1,000 meters in one day, like
Yeah,
climbing.
exactly.
Like you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's stupid.
Because I think that the thing with the Guelph ride was that it was such a shock from from everything that I've done before, right?
Yeah.
Because everything up until that point, I've done like the Innisfil thing, which was a little bit hilly. So I figured that I was prepared for that because I just saw more hills on the map.
Yeah.
And then we left Guelph.
Fuck.
And
Bullshit.
once you left Guelph heading towards Guelph Lake and realizing that you got to go back through all of that shit, then yeah,
And not realizing the route home, right? So this was my first time actually like planning routes and everything like that.
Yep.
And look at on Strava, the like the elevation gain and shit.
Yeah.
I never realized that all of those little peaks and valleys were actually bigger and steeper than they actually are.
You know what I do remember? I remember when you first drew that map up, and then
It's mostly flat.
remember when we saw 890,
Yeah.
and then I told you that the 890 is the total elevation gain. You were like, no, that's just the elevation of where we are.
Yeah, where we're at. Like,
No,
we're
no.
starting from up high,
It's the gain.
so it's higher than our ending. So I'm like, fuck no. I learned a lot in that ride.
That ride was that ride was stupid because it was actually stupid hot too. Like
Yeah.
that was a really hot one. So we
Yeah.
got to Guelph Beach and they got all the people there.
You know what, man? Next time we do that shit, I'm jumping in the water.
Should have,
Like, I'm gonna jump in the water and fuck, you know, just enjoy it.
should have.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no sense in just, oh, I don't want to get my kit wet and riding wet. I'm like, you're gonna dry off.
Yeah. Plus,
You're gonna dry
also,
off.
when's
Like-
the next time that you're at Guelph Lake?
Yeah, exactly. So anytime like we're gonna head off into those spots where there's water, like when we went to Barrie,
Yeah, that was a
when it
good
was just
spot.
the three of us, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, this water is tempting.
that was a good spot.
You know, like I wanted to jump in.
Yeah,
Next time, I'm jumping in. 'Cause
yeah.
fuck it. Like, why not?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of what we were doing here, right?
Yeah.
Because I think even in the beginning of the season, it's like doing these long rides. I did a couple long rides last year, but then going into this year, really preferred to have some company.
Yeah.
And so then
Yeah.
to start like with the Nomads and then to have people that are actually going to be on all these rides with us, kind of awesome.
Yeah. It's
And so you
fucking
do
cool.
want to make sure that it's all a cool experience too. That's why when we do the Guelph thing, and you get to like Guelph Lake and it looks nice, and then you're going through all the hills and stuff. But even at times where we stopped and you're just next to a cornfield,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of cool to experience that with other people and
Yeah.
just stop and shoot the shit for a bit at a stop sign in random like middle of a country road.
We shot a lot of shit, bro.
Yeah,
We
On that
did
ride and
a
others.
lot of that. And oh my God.
on that ride and others. Oh boy.
But man, like, yeah, like, aside from being a club, because legalities, we can't be called a club You know what I mean? Otherwise, we can be liable for certain things, whatever. That's why on the page, it's a crew.
Crew.
You know,
Definitely a
same
crew.
thing as a collective,
Yes.
same thing as what are
Squad.
a squad. It's the same shit,
Yeah.
right? Just different branding.
Right.
But
We're not a gang because we don't all match, but
yeah,
yes.
exactly. I mean,
Crew.
that could be next. The bike hub
The
jerseys look
Nomads
sick.
gang.
Sounds comical as fuck.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, the one thing I wanted to separate from us with other clubs and crews out there was the engagement part.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just, yeah, let's just ride hard and fast, which is great. I got to experience that with one crew this summer, and it was fucking fantastic. It was difficult, but I liked it because we
Yeah.
were like fast. That was my fastest century, like four
Yeah, I remember
hours.
you guys messaged me at 11 o'clock.
4 hours.
It's like you're done. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
4 hours, 100 kilometers. And we did some stops. And I was like,
Wild.
shit, this was sick.
Yeah.
But again, that was very like professional. Like
Yeah.
you're switching, which makes sense. And I do want to implement that when we
Yep.
go on our rides. But like, I want to separate us where it's not just about cycling. Like, yeah, we're going to go there, but we're going to just have fun, yo. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
I
If
feel
you
like
want to jump in
that's
the lake, jump in the lake. You want to dip your toes in, dip your toes in.
Yep. I feel like that's because that's kind
It's
of
the
what I got
adventure.
from it.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
actually
adventure.
what I got from it. I got new friends.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I made
Right?
so many friends this year.
Yeah.
Like in one summer, I made so many friends.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Like more friends than the last fucking how many years? You know what I mean?
Surprisingly life changing.
Yeah.
How just and it's just riding bikes, and then you tell others that you're riding bikes, and just from that alone, you're able to meet all these people and get to know all these people.
Yeah.
And
Like,
yeah,
it's
now you
crazy.
have all these friendships, people that you actually kind of want to hang out with.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, and I realized too that the community is big, but it's small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that one time that we went to Niagara, right? We stopped off at Port Credit. Roshana saw me. She was there,
Right.
but we never knew each other
Right.
until like a few rides later, where they're Mike and them were joining us, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I remember your bike."
Yeah. Oh God.
Sometime in June, I remember
Jeez.
your bike. Were you
Yep.
guys there? I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, like these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I was there too. I was like, oh shit,
Yep.
you know. And then fucking, what's his name? Fuck, keep forgetting this guy's name. Slippery Boy.
Slippery boy.
He was there.
Yeah.
And now I see this guy all the time.
Yeah,
I
I
see
see
him
him around
around
too.
all
Yeah,
the time. I'm
so
like, what
often.
the fuck?
Yep. Yep.
You know, just the random encounters from people that you've already met, kind of thing.
Yeah, it is wild how that works. Because
Yeah.
I do like this summer, and especially after starting the Instagram,
Oh yeah.
and then it's happened often enough that because I guess I'm the only person out there with the old bike, but doing this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and then like publicizing that I'm riding this old bike and doing this kind of stuff, and the yellow handlebars, and so people
Yeah.
see that,
It's
and there have been times
recognizable.
I'm riding by PB Cycles.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, the bar cam videos are sick.
Yep. Posting the bar cam and like
Yeah.
showing that like, you know, this is where I'm riding and then everybody else is riding in the same
Yeah.
areas, and so I get a lot of comments on that too. And
And the wig and everything,
wig
you
and-
know, like
yeah,
it was memorable. We
wig.
went to that
Oh,
one
God.
Mandem ride, and everyone was like, "You're that fucking guy,
Guy with the wig.
the guy with the wig." Right? See,
Oh
like,
God.
I'm not very vocal on my private page
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, cycling, because I guess it's because I have the Nomads page
True.
that I post all the cycling stuff there.
True.
Like, it's very categorized.
True.
Right? Where like
True.
my page is just fun shit that
Yeah.
I wanna post and upload and like share.
True.
Like, you know.
So then here's a question then. What's that crossover like for you in terms of like cycling versus everything else?
What do you mean?
So, because I know for me, like I don't have cycling friends from before this summer, and
Yeah.
so
Same.
for me with my Instagrams, like I have the one Instagram which is basically me, but these days it's just me DJing, and then there's PB Cycles, which is all the cycling stuff, which I
Yeah.
seem to like pay more attention to,
Yeah.
and then there's like those friends,
Yeah.
and there's the life that came from that. But it doesn't really cross over much to the point where when people in my like day-to-day life ask about cycling,
Yeah.
it feels almost not weird, but like It's a bit hard to explain because I'm talking about things like riding to Montreal and like riding to Niagara.
And
Right?
your
Like,
friends before cycling were like, "What the fuck
what
are
are
you
you
talking
doing?
about?"
Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Like, what do you mean?
you're ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why? Like,
yeah,
you can drive, right? And so,
yeah.
the heck's your problem? So, what's that crossover like for you?
I guess for me, because I share everything from from the Nomads page to my personal page, so people see what I do. But like in terms of posts, like I don't have my page, my personal page isn't like cycling focused. It's more like this is me and this is what I do, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not all cycling. I have lifting stuff, a lot of lifting stuff, a lot
Right.
of memes, and a lot of random shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in terms of friends, like people have known me for not cycling, but like I biked everywhere before, right? Like with my old bikes, like I just bike to work all the time. Like people know me that I bike to work all the time.
Okay. So you've warmed them up.
Yeah, yeah. Ever since like
You've
high
warmed
school,
people
like
up.
I would just bike to work
Yeah.
or go exploring, go in Pickering, Ajax, and different places. But like I never took it as seriously as this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people know that I cycle, and like one of my buddies from high school actually when we worked together. I was coming home. I was coming from my parents' place, and I was just biking along like O'Connor, Victoria Park, O'Connor, and he saw me. He was driving, and he's like honking. I was like, "Who the fuck keeps honking at me?" Like,
Oh,
because you know
God.
when you're
That's
cycling
the
and you hear a
worst. That's
honk,
the
it's just
worst.
like, "God damn it! What am I doing?
That's the
I'm
worst. I can't
following
move
the
over
laws.
anymore, man.
Like I'm following the fucking rules. What do you want from
Oh,
me?"
that's the worst.
So I look over, and it's my buddy John. Is like, "Yo."
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Yo, man, I love what you're doing with cycling and everything." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, man, I would honestly love to keep this conversation going with you, but you're going 40 and I'm going
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
This is not happening."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah. And
cool,"
we're
and I
both
can
breaking the law at this point. So it's just,
and I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
I got headphones in, the
yeah.
wind,
Oh,
like,
God.
yeah, just wave, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool though. And like, to be completely honest, man, the people that we've met, like just strangers in these little cities and towns that we've visited,
Oh, yeah.
they're surprisingly very friendly.
Yeah, I'm still
Like,
wrapping my head around that
more
part.
friendly than the people in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around that part.
You know?
The trip to Montreal showed me that like in spades. Like it's just once I left Toronto, like the first phase was to Bowmanville, and that was, what it is. So I guess we'll cover that. But then once like passing that phase for the next 4 phases before I got into Quebec, extremely nice people.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm pulling over to eat a granola bar, and somebody pulls up in a truck in front of me. He pulls off the road. Somebody looks out. "Hey, are you okay? You were checking on me. I'm just eating." Right? Like, this is so weird because in Toronto, people are maybe trying to hit me. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
like, get off the road. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not on the road
I
anymore.
can't quite tell if they're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, once you leave the city, people are really looking out for you. Or like if I have a flat, every single person that passes by asks, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Yeah. That's
In
so sick,
Toronto,
man.
you're getting honked at for blocking the road or for blocking the trail
Yeah.
or whatever, right? And so it's very different once you leave the city.
Yeah.
And in the same way, I've noticed how angry drivers are in the city when it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to cyclists. Because you're doing things that you think are okay, right? Like if I'm on a road, and I do a lot of road cycling,
Yeah.
and I'm over as far to the right as possible, but you have the sewers and you have to transfer over to the curb and everything. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of
the potholes,
Right.
and all the
It's rough.
bullshit that the city doesn't want to take care of.
right. It's rough
Yeah.
over there, and so but you're supposed to be within that like 1 meter zone,
But we're not.
but we're not.
We're supposed to be in a lane,
Right.
like the actual car lane, and the people don't understand that. They don't realize that.
So you're trying your best to share the road.
Yeah.
Now, do the people in cars know that? or
I
do
mean,
they care to know?
like-
I don't think they. Right?
Like, if you don't,
Is that your problem?
remove your fucking license, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be driving if you don't know this.
At what point is it your problem? Because I find that when I'm riding in the city, I'm riding for the cars
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Right? I'm putting myself in certain spots because I know a car might hit me.
Yeah.
Or I know a car is just upset at me existing in this lane.
Yeah, honestly.
Right? Like when I'm approaching an intersection and I pull a little bit to the left so that
Mm-hmm.
that person in the car can see me for sure.
Yeah.
When in the back of my mind, I know that when I'm driving, I'm looking out for a cyclist,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily get the same respect or treatment from
Yeah,
like
yeah,
other
yeah.
drivers, and so
Yeah.
I have to constantly ride my bike as if I'm also driving,
Yeah.
and make sure that you guys don't hit
It's
me.
very
Like,
one-sided.
yeah,
You know what I
definitely,
mean?
definitely.
Because technically, even as a vehicle, whatever's behind you is not your problem.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, if somebody hits you from the back, it's not your fault. It's not your problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? For cyclists, like, we have to be so aware 360.
Yeah,
Like, who's behind us,
yeah,
what's in front of us, what's beside us,
Yep.
what's below us.
yep,
You know what I mean? It's like
yep,
people just don't seem to realize and understand that respect.
yeah,
And it's scary, man. Like,
yeah,
and I understand why fixies ride the way they do. Like these messengers.
yep,
You know, it's like, I get it. You know,
yep.
be aggressive because these people are driving aggressive.
These people are driving aggressive.
Very fucking
That's
aggressive.
exactly it. That is
You know?
exactly it. And maybe that's one thing that this year I learned. I've always been riding bikes,
Yeah.
but last year was the first time that I rode it as often as I did because, well, COVID took away all my other fun things. So then I ended up riding bike more. And then this year, taking it like really more seriously
Yeah.
and riding really consistently and being on the roads a lot more, had to be aggressive
Yeah.
because drivers are just as aggressive with each other and then with you.
Yeah.
And you think when you're safely in a bike lane, you think you're good, but does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Oh, what's supposed to happen in this bike lane? It's happened so often that I'm like riding in a bike lane and a car door will fly open on one side. Mm-hmm. Because whoever's getting out of the car doesn't necessarily think to look that maybe there might be a cyclist in the
Yeah.
bike lane.
Yeah.
On a summer's day with the sun up, where people might actually ride a bike.
It's
They
so
don't seem to
wild.
look, right? And
So
so
wild.
I don't know where that education comes from.
Yeah.
But for now, I take it a little slower on Danforth because of it.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah. And just people in general just don't look both ways.
right. Well, busy, right?
You know, like
Just so
I
much
will
happening.
yell at somebody because they're only looking. I don't know why. I notice this a lot too, especially when drivers are trying to turn from an intersection, right? So you have the right of way.
Yep.
They're on the right side, and they're trying to go either left or right. I see
yeah.
they're no. They're turning left, okay?
Yep.
But I'm looking at the driver, and they're only looking right.
Correct.
I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you doing? What are you looking at over there? Where are you going, dude? Like, why are you only looking at the right side?
Yeah.
You know, and then when I'm
Nothing could possibly
approaching,
be coming from the left.
them,
Yeah.
and then they gas up, and then I tap on their hood,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, why are you?" I was like,
Well, you started it.
"Motherfucker! Like, look at me, dog! like, look this way.
Yep.
You're turning left. Why are
Yep.
you looking right?"
Yep. Yep.
You know, if it wasn't me and it was a car, you would have been T-boned,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Like that would have been a
But
bigger
not even
issue.
looking this way because you're in a bike.
Yeah,
Jesus. Oh,
like yo,
man.
you don't want to make eye contact with me? Like
Yeah.
I have a chain, I have a lock,
Yeah.
I can make
Yeah,
your
this'll hurt.
windows and like
This will hurt. This will hurt you. Yep.
like your windows, your lights, everything will be not working. Like
So one thing that drove me, I didn't realize this was a pet peeve till this summer, was like anytime I'm riding, and again I'm doing the sharing the road thing. I'm as far right as possible.
yeah,
And it's a road where maybe 1.5 cars can fit wide. So
Yeah.
there's enough room for me and the car.
yeah,
And I guess because I'm used to riding on the roads, I'm okay with people just kind of driving by me. I know you're coming. I know how fast you're going. You're going to go by me. I'm used to that.
yeah,
What drives me nuts is when a car has room to do that, plenty of room, but then just hangs out like right
they choose to be right beside you,
here.
and it's like, what is your problem, dude? Like, what
Like
is
you
your
can feel
problem?
them getting frustrated, and then like the thing is, well, you have room, okay? You
Like,
can
no one's there. Go.
do what you want.
You know,
But
like
you hang out right here and drive slowly, kind of behind me. Like it's
Yeah.
just, it drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me nuts.
And
Because
you
then
know-
those are sometimes the same people that then kind of do this cut around you to then make a right turn.
yeah.
It's like, well, you watched me for a whole block. So you know I'm here.
Exactly.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly. But to that point too, it's like I feel like I'm now a vehicle on the road as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I see some bullshit happening on the road, like with e-scooters or
Oh,
Uber delivery guys who
we're
don't
getting
know
into
what the
this.
fuck they're doing on
Oh,
a
we're getting into
bicycle.
this.
You know what I mean?
This might be a whole other recording, bud. Yep, deliveries.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be a whole
Like
other
I had one
recording.
dude, I'm following him, and I get it. You're on an e-bike. You're obviously going to be faster than me because you have a motor. You're cheating. But don't you
So it starts.
dare, don't you dare just stop in the middle of the bike lane
Yeah. To check your phone.
to check your phone. I'm
Well,
like,
you just got a
guy,
notification.
like, what is wrong?
How else is he gonna know that he's got?
Imagine your Uber driver
Just stops.
stopping in the middle of the road with traffic
He's
going
got
on
another pickup.
to see where he's going or to look for another pickup.
Oh god. Just,
Like,
yeah.
imagine that bullshit.
Jeez. There
You
was
know?
there was one time one of those guys did that. It's like pulls over. This is on Bloor at Bathurst, which seems to be where all this kind of weird shit happens with the Uber Eats. Right? So
Yeah.
he stopped, and he's in the bike lane, and he's looking at his phone. So bad enough.
Yeah.
But then I'm not sure what triggered this, but he kicked his left foot out into the bike lane. And so as I was passing by, I had to swerve like away from his foot.
GG. Guys, this is what happens when you have a cheap mic stand. I need to buy more, like, rugged stands.
Fucking Uber Eats.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, still
I
ruining
don't
lives.
understand how, like, these guys operate because I personally feel like these e-bikes should not be in a bike lane.
Okay, let's hear this. Continue that.
I mean, listen, people don't realize this, but there is a speed limit in bike lanes.
Yes,
It's 20 kilometers
20
per
kilometers
hour,
an hour. Yeah.
right? It's hard to tell how fast you're going if you don't have a
You
speedometer.
know, speedometer is not mandated.
But
Yep.
e-bikes do.
Mm-hmm.
E-bikes tell you how fast you're going.
They even have limiters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? They go way faster than 20 kilometers
Correct.
an hour.
Correct.
If you can do 30 consistently, get on the road.
Agree.
That's why when I'm going faster than, because I have a speedometer on my bike,
Yep.
right? When I see that I'm going faster than 20,
Mm-hmm.
for my own safety, I'm going on the road.
Agree.
Because
And when
there's a
I've
bunch
tried
of
out
people
e-bikes,
just coming fucking in and out of the, like, crossing from either from the sidewalk to go to their car, right? Again, people not paying attention. They pay more attention when they're going from the curb to the road.
correct.
So when I'm going faster than 20 kilometers, I personally go on the road because it's just safer for me. I'm going the same speed as the cars go
Correct.
because the speed limit on the Danforth is 30.
Correct.
I can do that, no problem,
Yep. Yep.
right? But I guess these Uber drivers don't give a shit.
Don't give a shit. That's
And
it.
it's
That's
really
exactly
fucking
it. That's
annoying.
the difference. That's
Yeah.
the clear difference is don't give a shit. I mean, if I'm on that e-bike for work, right, and like I'm trying to nail X amount of deliveries in X amount of time, and I'm on a clock,
Yeah,
I don't give a shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so,
At the same
'cause,
time,
I'm with you that I actually kind of prefer less confusion where I'm riding, which is why I tend to actually like roads that don't have a bike lane,
yeah,
just because I know what to do in this situation, and I feel like the majority of drivers kind of also know what to do in this situation.
yeah,
And if they want to be the ones to hang out behind me, it's going to piss me off, but I think we understand each other at that point.
exactly.
I think bike lanes, and specifically the Danforth Bloor one,
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm going to cover
Nobody
this
knows what they're doing.
No one knows what they're doing.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
Because we're going to talk about the e-bikes. We're also going to talk about, like, some cyclists that aren't necessarily going anywhere near 10 kilometers an hour, kind of just strolling. We're going to talk about
I
runners,
mean, that's, yeah,
right?
fucking runners on
Runners
the road.
that
God.
ruined one of our days.
Big ruin.
So, there's all kinds of things happening in that bike lane.
You know what kind of fuckery that I hate seeing? And for some reason it happens to me a lot. Cyclists coming like
The opposite way?
the opposite way towards me,
Yes.
and then they expect me to move.
Yes.
I'm like, guy,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I've seen this. Oh,
Like,
God.
why are you doing
I've
this?
seen this. And I don't know if it's a COVID thing, but, like, I've seen this. And
Like, common sense thing, maybe? Like,
I don't know. I never know what to say. Because, like,
you
I have,
know?
you know, I usually have, like, the music on and then, because I have the quad lock, right? And so I have
Yeah.
the music on. And when I see that, my brain has, like, a moment where it's like something's broken here.
Yeah.
I have to stop the music. Because, like,
Yeah, I'm just like,
wait a minute.
what are you
That
reading?
guy's facing me.
Exactly.
Why is he facing me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like we're all doing okay. Why is he facing me?
What's coming here?
And what's strange about those people, the funniest part about those people is that they then look at you as if
You're in the wrong.
you're fucking up,
Yeah.
right? So they're like,
Man, the shit you see on bike lanes in Toronto, it's
craziness.
wild.
It's absolute
It's
craziness.
just madness, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's just because then it puts, I guess it puts like. Whenever you hear about people parking in the bike lanes, when you see people parking in the bike lanes, like
Dude, there's a page like that. Park in the bike lane.
yeah, there's one for New York, there's one for here.
Parked in the bike lanes.
Yeah.
You know where it's most common? Queens Quay and Lower Simcoe.
Yes, and I know, yeah, because like those businesses there's nowhere else for those trucks to go to offload,
I mean, they have lanes.
which technically shouldn't be the bike lane's problem.
You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
a lazy delivery guy's problem.
Well, exactly, it's not the bike lane's problem. But then, okay, that whole stretch of waterfront trail,
It's
I mean,
just a shit show. Especially in afternoon, it's a shit
yeah,
show.
another thing I've learned riding often,
Not to ride
and
there.
like, yeah,
Not to ride
if
there.
you're within the riding community, like the Toronto riding community, you don't ride on
Like,
Queens
you
Quay.
know the
just-
specific times to
Yeah, you
ride
just
and
don't.
when not to ride.
Yeah, you just don't. Or
Yeah.
even when you're going over to like Marine Prairie,
Yeah.
you have the trail there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, you ride on the road instead of the trail because like just so much is
Humber
happening.
Bridge.
So
Humber.
much. Yeah.
Humber sucks. Like,
Yep.
you're going uphill. And, you know, it's fairly steep in a way because you can't go fast.
Right.
So you're kind of stuck at like 10 kilometers,
Yep.
maybe even less.
Yep.
People are just walking in the trail.
Yep. And then there's like wedding photos.
Just random wedding photos.
Just so much, right? That bridge is an absolute mess. But you know, that bridge is also like a common cyclist meetup place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you meet to like start your 7 a.m. ride or whatever, but so much happens on that bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And just
That's
This-
why I wanted, like, that's why I started to want to start our rides not in the city.
yeah,
Like for Barrie. Like, yeah, we
Barrie.
could have biked to Barrie, no problem. Like, that could have been done.
right.
But,
It kind of hamstrings you
yeah.
to like a certain distance from the city,
Yeah, exactly.
unless you know we all know people that do the fucking 300 in a day business.
Wow. Those guys are next level. Like, yeah, like, we're nomads. We go out, we do these long distance rides, but it's like, those guys are like double.
Right. We're
we do.
nomads with reason.
Yeah. Exactly. On top of that, they go on fucking with their fixies.
Fixies.
Those guys are wild, man. I love those guys. Those guys are amazing. I want to be like them when I grow up. Man. Like, those are some crazy ass legs. You know what I mean? Like, those are some crazy ass legs.
I will leave that goal to you. That's
I mean, I wouldn't do it on a fixie, but like, you know, I want to do it. I
that's
definitely
it.
want to do it.
Yeah, because yeah, whenever I was seeing any of that stuff, that's a different level.
Like,
And
it's inspiring to me. I'm like, wow, your legs literally just can't stop.
exactly.
Like, I don't, okay, 300 kilometers, sure, let's do it. But,
Yes.
you know, 300 kilometers, you're coasting, you're going fast, and then
Yeah.
your legs stop.
I could wrap my head around like a relatively flat 300 kilometers.
Not even just that, but like, just stop pedaling and just coasting, you know? And then enjoying it. But you can't coast. You just gotta fucking roll, baby.
No.
You just
Nope.
gotta spin,
Nope.
spin, spin.
Nope. Nope.
Like, that's so wild to me.
Nope. And every time I guess it inspires me in a different way. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that that's not me. I'm learning my limits thanks to you fixie people. so thank you. And I'm willing to try a fixie, but yeah, I just can't wrap my head around it.
Flip my hub around, man.
Whew.
Flip my hub around.
Even just thinking about that, my knee was like, "What are we doing?"
I'm thinking about flipping my hub around and just like trying to test it out and see how it feels to ride fixed.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Have you?
like not yet. Like I'll do it in the neighborhood
Yeah.
where people won't laugh at me
Yeah,
if I
you
fall.
fuck around with it for a bit. Yeah,
You know?
because I am down to try a fixie,
Yeah.
right? And but like where I live is a little bit more hilly.
Yeah.
So, like, once I leave home, I hit a hill in any direction. So
Yeah.
it's tricky. Like, I'd take the train downtown and then try a fixie in, like, a park,
Yeah.
like Bellwoods or something. Because I know
Like,
fixies hang out there.
There's a lot there.
So,
Like I would try, like it is more riding. So what I learned this year riding single speed is you are more efficient.
I
Like,
could see that.
the way you ride is way more efficient than when you have gears. There's nothing moving. You know, you have the same power output.
I could see that.
You know, or you can coast. You can, but there's no like the only real struggle is when you're climbing. But then after a certain time, you get so much stronger.
Oh, true.
Like-
I could see that.
Like I'm flying up Greenwood now,
Yep.
just on this bike.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll hop back on the fixie on my single speed, and it's like, why does this feel so much easier?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I want to have a smaller cog in the back, so make it harder for myself. And like, do I really want to do that? Like, do I
Right.
really want to struggle?
But I could see the
But
I
it's
could see the
great.
point.
It's fun.
I could see the point.
Yeah.
Because I think Melly, most of last year I was riding with only 2 gears.
Yeah.
This was more for mechanical reasons.
It's not by choice.
This was not entirely by choice. But 2 gears. And on those 2 gears that were working, I did the Niagara, I did the Innisfil, I did the, right? So
Yeah.
I guess your body would get used to that challenge. And when you do have more gears, then okay,
It just
things
makes it a lot
become
more comfortable.
a little more comfortable,
Yeah.
right? So, and then another thing that happens when you have more gears available is that like you keep changing gears to a lighter one or to an easier one, and you eventually run out of gears. So now your brain is a little bit messed up. So,
I found it the opposite.
really?
I'm changing to heavier gears.
Okay, and that does happen. Like when you're
Yeah.
going fast,
Yeah.
and then you realize
Just
that your
regular.
cadence is too
Just,
right,
Just regular.
and then trying to find another gear.
Yeah. I like how you do this.
Yeah,
I like how you're
Sorry.
finding another gear.
Yeah,
It's because you have friction shit. Like, what are you talking about? It's like,
that's the old man
just
bike.
tap.
Yeah.
Just tap, bro.
And I'll never get rid of friction gear. That's me changing gears.
Just changing gears, just fucking, which one is it? You're like trying to
Yeah,
find.
feel it out. Yeah.
It's like the bunny antennas on a TV. You're just trying to find the reception.
Yeah, it is exactly like that, and I don't mind because I've had people try it and they hated it, and that means my bike is no longer stealable. So that's good. I'm perfectly fine with it. I love my friction shifters.
Hey man, I gotta give it up to you though. That bike's gone through the distance with you. That bike's gone everywhere.
And still kicking. And still
Yeah,
kicking.
I'm surprised it's not in the lake.
Yeah, I'm tempted, but
You know,
yeah.
it's too heavy to carry.
The lake would throw it back.
Too heavy to push over your head and just like throw it in the lake.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Where do you think we're keeping this? Nope. So, yeah, that bike is, oh man. And I'm gonna another season. Melly's gonna do another season.
Really? You're not gonna upgrade?
Okay, I'll put it this way. I don't know about a full upgrade, as in get rid of Melly and get another.
Oh, get another bike and keep Melly.
Right.
Yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
open to that.
Yeah,
I'd
do
be
that.
open
'Cause
to
I'm
that.
doing that with this.
Yeah, and I have like
You
a new job. I can actually wrap my head around spending like a little more money
Yeah.
on a newer bicycle because
Yeah.
a part of me is kind of curious about what it is like to ride a actually light bike because like I have the challenge of riding steel frame, friction shifters, so, heavy, and then
Yeah.
I ride around the city with a 20-pound chain on.
Wild.
Security works beautifully.
Wild.
And it's just I ride with a lot of weight, and so I
Yeah.
am curious about what my output would be if I didn't have all that weight.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
I've
I think
never
you would
had that.
fly, man. I think you would
Maybe
fly.
maybe right, maybe
Like, when we're climbing and I'm looking back and you're just there, just like fucking,
yeah.
you know,
So
trucking
heavy.
along.
It's heavy, so heavy.
Like, you would be up there, dude.
Fucking heavy, yeah.
You would be flying.
Maybe
That's
maybe.
the biggest difference that I found out with this bike. Because, like, looking at my bike now, it doesn't look light.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a steel bike, right? Like, it looks heavy.
I remember that.
You
I
know?
remember thinking that. when
Like
I
the
saw
blue
it.
one.
Yeah.
And then you pick it up. And it's like, what the fuck? Where is all this weight coming? Like, where is the weight? Like, it's so much lighter than a single speed. And yeah, I don't know where the weight, where
Yeah.
the weight is on the bike. Like, and I love it. It looks like a beater. It looks like
Yeah.
that's why I call it the Honda Civic.
Yes, Honda C. Yeah.
You know, it has pretty decent like components,
Yeah.
like from a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like top of the line
Honda
components.
Civic. Yeah. Yep.
It's a sleeper, you know.
Yep.
It's a tuner. That's why I want to. I don't know. I want to mess around with it and just like
Are you riding that in the winter? Did we cover that? You doing that in the winter?
maybe, because I was looking at tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like a day to ride. Like it's gonna be 7 degrees, 5 degrees.
Yeah,
might
I
ride
might
tomorrow.
roll too.
Yeah, hit
Yeah, I
me
might
up,
roll
yo.
too. I'll let you know.
All I know is I'm working. I just gotta be back by like 4 o'clock. 'Cause I want to take a nap. But like, like maybe
Yeah, I
in the
might
winter
too.
I might, because I have slicks on there. I don't know if I want to switch it out to the 25 Gator skins. They're still slicks, but
would
it's
need
like
to.
it's wider.
How wide is those? How wide are those tires?
23.
Yeah, so like roads, you'd have to
Yeah,
like
like
for
you
sure
would just
roads. You
have to
wouldn't be
be
trailing
zero. Oh fuck no.
and like snow.
There would have to be zero snow,
Yeah,
zero ice on the road.
yeah, I'd be concerned about snow and ice.
You know, and I feel like I could fit 30s on there. I feel like 30s would be a tight fit on that bike,
Yeah,
but I feel like I can do it. But I don't know, man. Winter cycling, that's cold, bro. That's too cold.
winter cycling was a different.
Yeah, because you did that.
Yeah.
That's how I saw you.
True.
It was
Yeah.
literally dead of January. I'm like looking at the possible ways I'm going to go to Niagara, and then there's this guy cycling
This idiot.
in the winter.
Cycling
What the fuck?
the trails.
Like, what the fuck? By the way, that's how we met. Like,
That's is how we met.
like on Instagram, I DM this guy, like, yo, how's Niagara? I'm
Yep.
going to do it on a
Yep.
single speed. He's like, haha, good luck. This guy laughs at me. He's like, good luck. Neither of us thought that we would meet each other
Absolutely not.
because Leo
Yeah.
both followed us.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Right?
rode with Leo once, and it was a fun ride. And I brought him through some of the graffiti areas.
Yeah.
And took him around the city and stuff. That was a good ride. And so then, like the next time that we met up, he was saying that he was meeting up with some guys that were going to ride out to Niagara.
Yeah.
And he'd mentioned that there's this one guy that's going to be like riding on a single speed. And I again was like, ha, good
Yeah.
luck. Single speed to Niagara. Because like I've done Niagara, and it wasn't an easy ride. And so I was like, yeah, good luck on the single speed.
Yeah.
And so it took a while to connect that he was
Me.
right. So yeah, and we connected that like on that ride,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was I was surprised actually when you made it,
Yeah.
but I was like actually really happy that you made it,
Yeah. Same, bro.
right? Because you said you would, and then you kind of just did it.
Like,
And
even though I had to walk up a little bit of that escarpment,
Yeah.
like 3/4 of that escarpment the first time, the 3 times that I did this year, I saw my
It's easier,
progression
easier.
going up
Yeah, for sure.
from a quarter of the way up to halfway
Man, you beat it
to
that last
all
time.
the way up. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. It
Yeah,
felt
man.
so good. Like,
We laid down for a bit after,
but I mean, it felt
but
good.
you made it up.
I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
made
it.
it
I
up.
did it.
So
You know?
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Next season, I feel like I want to do something bigger. Like, we've done big rides this year, but I want to do bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Roshana showed me, she shared a link to ride to Montreal, 6-day tour, fully supported.
So
You just got to raise $1,800. I'm like, I can do that.
yeah, I can do that. I mean,
can-
I'm talking big now because I just did it.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, like I can, what,
why-
100 kilometers a day? I can ride 100 kilometers a day.
Yeah,
Like,
and the Montreal ride actually was not. It's not as hard as you think.
yeah,
It's not as hard as you think. The Montreal ride was definitely. It's closer to like a equal parts mental, equal
Yeah.
parts physical.
especially because you were alone. That to me, like riding
Pedaling
alone,
alone.
that kind of distance is fucking just brutal.
Pedaling alone is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Pedaling alone is tough because, yeah, like you're setting your own pace the entire time, and like I tend to pack light, eat light.
Well, and
all that.
sometimes you just like catch yourself slacking,
Well, yeah,
and that's where it's like you're setting your pace. Like, okay, I'm going too slow.
right. And then yeah, there's times like that, and then like headwinds, tailwinds. When you
Yeah.
pre-plan your trip, you have to deal with whatever weather comes.
Yeah.
And so that is a mental in itself. And then I think the trickier part was that, like, on this ride, it was all roads that I've never been on before, which I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
So
that's scary.
now that I've done that, I feel like the next time I do it, it's gonna feel kind
Let's
of
do
cool
it.
and awesome.
Let's
So-
do it. Fully supported. You might have 100 people going the same way. You get fed.
Oh.
You get
Oh.
fed. You get housed.
Woo!
They bring all of your shit to the
Woo.
next campsite.
Woo!
You know what I mean?
And then I'll be riding a lighter carbon bike too.
You know? You know?
Oh,
Your
Jesus.
support vehicle.
That's a holiday.
You won't need a support vehicle?
That's a holiday. That's a holiday. Oh my God, that is
Hey,
such
man.
a holiday because, like, I'm doing New York next year.
100%.
New York is gonna happen next year. Next
I'll be
August.
down for that. I'll be down for that.
See, that's good. That's good because, like,
I'll be so down for that shit.
to pedal together to New York, I think that would definitely help.
Yeah.
It's 3 days of climbing, by the way.
Fuck.
But I say days, 300-kilometer days, just climbing.
300 kilometers, 300 meters.
3 100-kilometer days
Oh, okay.
of climbing, just climbing. You don't want to know the meters. We're going
Okay.
over a mountain range,
Yeah.
like a legit
Pennsylvania?
mountain range. The Appalachians.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a legit mountain range,
Uh,
not like Blue Mountain. This is like
I mean,
So-
you know what? Let's see how far I get.
And it's that one's gonna be tough because
I
that
have a cousin in New York. I'm like, yo, pick me up in this road, man. Just driving to the border. I'll go home.
awesome. That'll help. That'll help
As
because
simple as that.
it'd be 10 riding days,
Yeah.
980 kilometers. So 10 riding days.
980. Dude, can you add 20 to that just to make it 1,000?
I mean,
You're
technically you
almost
could.
there, dude. Like,
Technically, you could, but like,
come on, you're gonna do all of that ride,
and then be
all
20
those kilometers,
short.
and you're 20 kilometers short of 1,000.
1 hour short.
You know what I mean?
We both looked at that completely different ways.
Like,
Like,
dude,
no, I spent 10 days on the saddle. You want another hour? Jesus. That's,
hey, man. I get
10
annoyed when
days
I'm
on the
almost at
saddle.
100 and I can't make 100.
10 days on the
1,000
saddle.
though.
10 days on the saddle.
Now, would you pause your Strava? From day one, start your Strava. Day one, pause every single day until you start up again.
A thousand kilometer bike ride on Strava.
How long? 10 days. 10 days on.
I mean, is it cheating? Like, is it cheating? Like, okay,
Yeah, right?
what are the Strava rules? Because, okay, when someone says they rode 400 kilometers today,
Yeah.
all right, well, what time did you leave? Oh, I left at 2 a.m. What time did you get home? Oh, about 4 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
Is that a day? Like,
Yeah.
right? What are the Strava rules?
Yeah.
Is Strava rules from wake up to sleep? Is Strava rules 24
20,
like, clock
24
hours?
clock hours? Yeah.
Like, what are the Strava rules?
Yeah, it's true.
I've grappled with this only because I'm trying to figure out my daily max. And I think my daily max right now is 188 or something like this.
Okay.
And so up there. But I think I can definitely clear 200 if we're talking about
Yeah.
a clock day. I can definitely
I think you can
200.
clear 200 in about 8 hours.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. So
8 riding hours and possibly 10 if we're talking rest and break.
10 moving hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be like a smooth road.
Yeah.
Smooth road, no wind.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, no wind. Or
if
very
you're
low
pushing like 27, right? Like at 27 average.
wind. Yeah, but
Sorry.
okay. I mean, 27 average.
So you'd be riding about 30, 35.
Yeah, I mean, so when I'm moving, it's, about 30. But then the brakes, how many brakes, how long are the brakes?
Yeah. Like you have to calculate those.
Yeah, I tend to plan for 15 per hour.
15 kilometers per hour?
I tend to plan for that. because then you know you end up pleasantly surprised when you do shit quicker.
Yeah.
But I tend to plan for 15 an hour because, like, for most booting around the city rides, you get stoplights and
Yeah.
cars parked in bike lanes and all that shit. So it's like it tends to work out to about 15 and 20.
Surprisingly, yeah, I hit about 20 because I don't know the way I ride. Like I don't really care about lights. Like to be fair,
Fair.
I'm a bad cyclist. To be completely fair,
Oh, God.
you know
So, okay.
what is a stop sign? What is a stoplight? I'm colorblind.
What exactly is it a suggestion we think you should stop?
Exactly. You know,
Jeez.
if I see a stoplight, I make a right turn and then a U-turn and then continue.
And then continue, but your pace is still up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still going. I'm still
Yeah.
moving.
But I think for most trips, I think 15. I think 15 is safe for most trips. 15 includes all the bullshit.
Yeah, but like if you're aiming for 15 though, that would just make your day a lot longer.
Which I'm fine with. I guess, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess I'm fine with it because
That's true.
it depends on the point of the ride in itself. And maybe
Yeah.
that's what another thing that I learned this year.
Yeah.
That there are different types of rides, really. So there are some rides where you're literally just smelling the roses.
Yeah.
You know, stop and taking those pictures, right?
Yeah.
PB Cycles pictures. Right?
The staged photos.
Yes.
Caught you doing that. This is the funniest shit. I'm like, dude, talk to us, bro. Like, we're here.
We're here. There's humans here.
You don't have to laugh
There's
at
humans
yourself
here.
by yourself.
We can laugh together. Shut up, I'm having fun. So, I mean, you know, I'm doing all that shit, right? This is taking my time and just enjoying it. I
Yeah.
mean, there's those rides versus I got to be back for 12 o'clock because the Grand Prix on versus we're all trying to get a KPH up and get a pace going.
Or trying to catch a GO
Trying
train.
to catch a GO train.
Yeah.
Right? So,
There's
I mean,
all those.
there's different types of rides.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm kind of comfortable with all those rides as long as I know going into it what kind of ride we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Which can be tricky with group rides sometimes.
It can be because not everybody could be in that same mindset, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's cool that like we're stating like this is the plan, this is the goal, this is the type of ride that we're doing.
Good.
Like the
Yeah.
intermediate stuff and like easy. Like when I say intermediate, it really just means like it might be hard.
Might be hard.
It
Yeah.
might be hard.
Yeah.
Like, when I say easy, it's definitely gonna be hard. like
I-
Guelph.
I still love that, like, I still love that Niagara ride. You made the poster. The poster said it's easy.
It is
143 kilometers.
easy, bro. Like we can
It's like
do
for
this.
us, maybe. But, like,
Yeah.
like we're putting this out to the public and people are like, oh, you know, I think I'm going to try Niagara and see our posters. Oh, it looks easy. You're going to kill somebody.
And then there, listen, bro. Like we had when me and Mike went. Louise, this guy did not have a bib. He didn't even have a chamois on.
Oh, God.
See, I was in basketball shorts and boxers.
Yeah.
You made it
So that was the time that I joined you guys too. I turned back.
in Burlington.
Why did I turn back?
You
I
were
think
with
because I had.
Blair.
Sorry?
You were with Blair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she damn near died.
You told her to boot. You booted her from the ride.
Yep. I ended up doing the same distance.
Ejecto, cuzzo.
Ejected from her. Ejected her from it. Oh, God.
Push the eject button, bro.
Oh, it was cool. That was maybe cold-blooded.
Shit. But like, I don't know, man. This year was really good. Like, especially for the time that the club has been active.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a lot of people joining us.
Yep.
You know, a lot of returns.
Joining
And-
followers and just a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of interest in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Still trying to pinpoint like what's really makes us different from other clubs. Kind of thing. I think we kind of nailed it down in terms of adventure and just like the
yeah,
fun
I mean,
aspect.
there's something that I still haven't seen, right?
Yeah.
That we kind of do. That there's that adventure aspect on the rides, or like at least when we're all together, there's still that kind of friendly feel
Yeah.
to it. It's a little bit less competitive.
Yeah. And it's like it's less organized.
Right.
in a way where, like, when I say less organized, like, typically a lot of group rides are rides where you guys are, going the exact same speed and switching out
Sharing
and
draft, all that
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
exactly. Whereas
Pre-planned stops.
we do and we don't.
Yep.
Where it's like, okay, pull back because it's too windy, so let's just ride together. It'd
Yep.
be easier.
Yep.
But for majority of the time, it's just like it's an individual sport. We're just going to the same place together.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll
Like,
figure it out.
Yeah,
Like
we're just
that. Yeah.
we're
Like,
just yeah we're going to the same place together, but we're still riding alone, kind of thing.
so it's. I
And there's
think what
that
we end up.
aspect to like learn how to ride by yourself on a major road, like
Yeah,
an
it's
unknown
more of that
terrain.
kind of feel of like,
Yeah.
taking people through this journey
yeah, and
as
it's
opposed
like
to it being a competitive kind of push. Because then you get people that didn't necessarily think they could do a Niagara ride,
and they do it
and then you do it.
exactly, and it's
Right.
like go at your own pace, but like we're not gonna leave you. We're right there.
Yeah, because what kind of feels equally as cool is when people join, and then they end up hitting those goals that like they just
Doing their
didn't
first
think,
century,
right?
it's fucking
And at
crazy.
the end of the day, everybody's doing all the posts and stuff, and just
And just like seeing, like that to me, like that was the
that's the
fun
cool
part.
shit. That's
Is
the cool
like
shit.
seeing, people. Oh, I've never done this ride before. I've never done this distance before. Never thought I'd be going here.
Yep.
And then later down the line, it's just like I'm seeing these same people doing other crazy shit by
That's
themselves.
it.
I'm like, yeah, that's so fucking cool.
That's it. Yeah, that's the
Like,
cool part. That's the
Because
cool part.
yeah, like Haley, when before she was before she joined and started riding with us, she was messaging. I don't know if you saw the messages
Yes.
on the group.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
she was very hesitant
Yep.
and like very nervous, and now she's doing badass shit on her own.
Yep. Yep.
Like, she's
Hanging out
leading
with
her
her
own
clubs.
group
She
ride.
don't need us anymore. That's
I know
okay.
she's leading her own rides, and it's like, fuck, okay,
That's
cool,
it, right?
that's dope. We'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
get you to your first goal. Why not?
Yeah, that's
know?
it, man. That stuff's super cool.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things that I, in a weird way, that's one of the things I wanted out of the PB Cycles Instagram,
Yeah.
but then ended up getting through the Nomads
yeah,
group. And there's just so much more that we can do with that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be riding through the winter again.
Sure
And
you are.
in conversation.
I'm gonna be on the
with-
mountains. You lead the roads. I'll be on the mountains.
Yeah,
and I'll be on the
road
board.
stuff. Yep. And so even in conversation with people, I've been asked a lot about that winter riding and about
Yeah.
can I actually do it? And I'm giving people kind of advice on winter riding. From what I'm hearing, at least, there's more.
So
people
how about
considering
this? Like run the Nomads in the winter.
It. 100%.
Like make the post up on the winter, like
100%.
in the winter rides, and then
100%.
winter bike rides.
Yep.
And I'll do whatever we're gonna do on the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Sold.
slope sesh, And
Sold.
it's funny because like people will think that I lead the group. Like yeah, sure, I started it and everything, but it's like, nah, man. Like yeah, I'll make the rides, but I'll deliberate with everybody else. Like, what do you want to do? Like, should we do this one? Cool, we're gonna do this ride. But when people are on the ride with us, I always point to you to lead us out.
That's the
Because
funniest part.
I'm the worst fucking
That's the
navigator
funniest part.
in the world. Like I
Which-
cannot navigate for shit.
Yeah, which I've leaned into. That like, and that's why I kind of maybe that I get the partnership feel here. Because you definitely run the Instagram portion of it, and then and early on I was doing some of the mapping,
Yeah.
and then but yeah, once we get to the ride, it's like, all right, Paul, you want to lead us
Lead us out, Paul.
every time,
Because I never know what
Yeah.
direction we're
every
going.
time, or if like shit gets a little bit weird, Paul, where should we go? Yeah, all right.
You're the navigator,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with it.
You know?
It's totally fine. I can play. I am the navigator. I'm comfortable with it. I'm totally fine with it. It's not a
jokes.
problem.
It's too
Yeah,
funny.
but make sure we're still heading in the right direction.
Exactly.
Totally fine.
Because I'm sure you've noticed whenever I'm leading the fucking pack, we're going down a kilometer or two and we're going the wrong way.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
yeah,
and then there's always a point. Yeah, there'd be a point where.
Keep going.
Yeah, so there'd be a point where, like, you do that, and then I would realize, like, a little bit back in the group, I'd realize that we're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
shift. You're like doing Tokyo Drift, like clutch.
I gotta come and catch up. Right? Catch up on you. Hey man, we missed our turn. It was back there. Let's pull over.
It's crazy though, like navigating. Again, that's one of the things that I'm learning this year, and that I've learned a lot this year, is I started to understand and realize when I'm going the wrong way, even though I'm not looking at the map. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that's coming from, or it's like
That's hanging with me, I guess.
I guess, but it's like these are roads that I've never been
Yeah.
to, right? And
Yep.
yeah, we're supposed to go that way, so I'm like, okay, cool, let's go that way.
Yep.
And then I'm riding along, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, something doesn't feel
feels
right.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, something feels
Yeah.
very off. And then I open Komoot or Strava. I'm looking now. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely
You're nowhere near
wrong.
the blue line.
This is
Blue line's over
definitely
there.
incorrect. You know, I don't know where, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it helps the navigation. Like, it helps. I'm like, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'm going wrong, like going to the wrong place.
And generally speaking, I'm okay with. I'm very comfortable with navigating, and so that's not a problem for me.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm like-
hilarious. It comes up every time.
And it's only like intentional but unintentional. Kind of. Like, 'cause it's like, yeah, Paul, just lead us out.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, I think secretly that's why you share the map with me first.
Yeah. So you know where we're going.
okay. At least
Because
one other
if
guy
I
knows
don't
where
know
we're
where
going.
we're going. We're fucked.
Yeah. At least one other guy knows where we're going.
Exactly. It's too funny. And yeah, it's like I'm just understanding roads a lot more.
Yeah, that's
You
like.
know, it's pretty sick because I don't drive,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like when I'm on the bike and I'm cycling, I know where the roads are. It helps me navigate the city.
Yeah,
And even
totally.
surrounding areas a lot easier.
Totally.
Because when we went to, Mandy and I went to, what is it, Pickering? Yeah. We went to Pickering. I haven't gone that route in a while. But for some reason, I knew exactly where every single turn was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I guess I remember. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's good.
And yeah, that was a fun ride. We got hailed on.
Ooh.
We got rained on.
Well, there's an experience.
Literally, we were in Rouge Valley. I'm looking up. I'm like, okay, the clouds are there. They're going that way, so we're
Yeah.
gonna miss it.
Yeah.
But I'm like feeling.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little spit.
Yeah.
And then we get to the valley,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, yo,
It's gonna
I'm
hurt.
gonna pause for a sec so I can zip up my vest because I didn't bring
yeah.
a jacket.
Oh god.
Yeah, I didn't bring a jacket. I wore a vest because it was a hot day. And I'm like, yeah, let me just zip this up and we'll be good to go. I'm gonna put my phone in my pocket.
This is gonna happen.
Oh, it happened.
It happened.
20 straight minutes of just
Yep.
rain, and then we're climbing up. You know that in Rouge Valley, before you get to the water treatment plant,
Yeah.
like there's that climb.
On Kingston.
No, not on Kingston. Like on the waterfront trail. You're by the lake,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And then there's that little climb that you do, and
Oh
then
yes.
on the
Yes,
right
yes.
side is the
Yes.
water treatment plant.
Yep.
Then that one up, hail.
Mm.
Just like, what is it? I'm like hearing, I'm like, this doesn't sound like rain anymore. And then I'm looking down, I'm like, oh, this is hail.
Why is it bouncing?
Exactly. I'm like, shit. And I didn't wear my shoe covers.
Just weren't
And-
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
weren't
I
ready.
learned a lesson there where just bring shit.
Bring shit. But also, I think that
Because
we
I looked
all,
at the weather and it said it was clear.
But like this is a skill that definitely came from riding. You turn into like an amateur meteorologist.
Yeah.
It's like I am also constantly looking up at like the clouds,
Mm-hmm.
feeling the wind and stuff. So like if that cold breeze comes, you know
You know
you're fucked in
something's
20
coming.
minutes. How close can I get inside somewhere? Because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like just looking up at the clouds, cloud direction, wind direction.
Dude, that's
and all
why
that.
I love the app Windy, man.
Oh man, helps. Wind Finder is what I use.
Wind Finder?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that accurate? Is that like live?
it's really accurate.
It's live?
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. I think one feeds off the other actually, because I think they're linked.
Okay.
But also, what's surprisingly accurate, Google, if you're
No.
on like a computer or laptop,
Fuck Google.
just wind. Just win.
No, I hate Google.
I have been
I hate the
pretty
Weather
good.
Network.
I've been pretty good planning, like pre-planning for a ride. If Google says that it's going to be less than 20 kilometers an hour, they're generally right.
But if it's more, they're generally wrong.
Yes. Well, I'm really going
Yeah.
out if it's more, right?
Well, because like I'm looking at Google and it says it's gonna be strong winds. I'm like, okay. I'm looking outside. Doesn't seem strong. Like it seems normal. I'm looking at windy. Windy says it's normal. So I don't know.
It was
I'm
one of them. Yeah,
very,
somebody disagrees.
very skeptical with
Yeah.
Google. Same with the Weather Network.
I've had pretty good just the wind though, because Google has fucked me up on everything else,
Yeah.
right? It's not gonna rain. I'm looking outside. It's
It's raining. It is raining, Google.
right now, Google.
What are you doing?
You want to see? Can you?
I want to take the Google Lens app and just like,
Yeah.
look, it's raining.
Because even sometimes, if you notice, sometimes you look and then Google will ask, "Is it raining right now?" Like, what? I came to you.
I'm asking you for answers. What are you asking me for answers?
I asked you. Right? What kind of shit is that? You look up the weather. It's like, hey, is it raining?
Yeah.
It's like you answer yes. Like, what's the temperature outside? Like, oh, come on, man. So, yeah, like
A lot
the
of skills learned.
meteorology,
Yeah.
it's
A lot of
like
skills.
it helps.
Yeah.
You say, yeah, I ride with a backpack, and generally speaking, I'm prepared for most things with the backpack.
Yeah. I hate riding with a backpack, man. My back gets so
I'm just
sweaty.
so used to it because I guess I'm just used to carrying all that shit. And again, maybe that comes with the carbon bike, comes with right, like a
Yeah.
pack lighter. See what happens, but I'm used to
That's
having
why
all of it.
I like to pack my bike so that none of that shit's on me. That's why gravel bikes to
I've heard
me
this.
in the beginning, gravel bikes to me were very appealing because they have all those mounting points.
Yes.
But then I started to realize, I'm like, do I need all those mounting points? Because I'm not camping right now. You know what I mean? Like, so the bar bag was handy. The top two
Yeah.
bag,
Thanks for that tip.
the top two bag is going to be very handy. So, yeah, top two bag is very good. So I think for you, if you want to, because I know you just carry like snacks in your pouch,
Mostly
right?
snacks and tools.
Yeah, so get a tube bag, like a tri bag for your top tube. And you can just fit a baggie of whatever you need in there, and then put whatever else you need on your bar
Yeah,
bag.
because the handlebar bag was that's a
clutch.
lifesaver.
Yeah,
That was a lifesaver.
I love it.
That like the combination of that and the drip,
Yeah,
that was like a huge game changer.
yeah.
I mean, prior to that, all of that was A, in my knapsack, and B, I needed to stop to get all of these things. And it was just,
And just
I never
carrying
realized.
bottles
Right?
in your bag
I never realized. I never realized what trouble that was until,
until you got it.
yeah, the drip line was the first major one
Yeah.
where, like, while I was pedaling and I took a sip, it's
Like,
like,
this is so much more convenient,
like my life changed.
dude. That's why like these bikes that I'm seeing that have like the little panels in the back on the seat tube.
Yep.
On the, and I'm looking at them like, what the fuck is that fin? Right, like they have a fin in their
The
back.
water.
But it's water. It's water, and it feeds through the seat post to the down tube, to the down tube of the bike, to the fork area, the head tube,
Yeah.
and there's a hose sticking out
Yep.
from the handlebar.
Yep.
I'm like, what is
So,
this? Like,
and
what
the
is
first
this
thing I
for?
thought was like,
Sloshing.
yeah, how does this bike
Sloshing,
corner?
dude. Like,
How do you corner?
even if you are, even to say, okay, so even if they're on a velodrome, right, you're still making those turns. That,
still sloshing.
That water is still turning
Yeah.
with you
or against you.
or against you.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you control all of that? That's some next level shit
I don't know if I can
Wild.
get to the level of putting water like
in
as
your
a
bicycle.
part of in the
Like, in your bicycle. Like, come on.
yeah, because right now I don't even have water on the bike. So like in the bike, ooh,
Yeah.
ugh,
Inside the bike.
that's gonna take me something to wrap my head around. That's
Your tubes better be fucking clean.
yeah. How do you clean that?
You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
god,
that's wild.
yeah. Just the cleaning is just oh man.
Like, there's just so many new bikes, man. Like, I gotta stop looking at bikes because I'm getting FOMO from all these bikes. I'm seeing some that have integrated storage in the frame.
So
like for your snacks or tools and shit.
It's just more shit to break, isn't it?
Yeah, but like it's integrated. Like you just unscrew it or like unflap it,
Oh,
and then, like your snacks and shit is there.
oh man.
You know?
So okay, because this is what happens in my brain whenever I see that stuff. So I also use the bike for like work commuting, but then like commuting between things.
Yeah.
Meeting here, grocery shopping, shoppers.
Grocery
Okay,
shopping
right.
on your bicycle.
Yeah, but again, I'm a knapsack guy,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, like for that I'll bring a bag, but like
yeah,
for long commutes, no, I can't.
and so I would tie all of that together occasionally. So do
Yeah.
a long commute downtown, like from where I am to downtown and back, and then on the way back pick up groceries, and like there's all of that, right? So a lot of things are happening, and I
Yeah.
find that when I, like even if I had like panniers, every time I make a stop and lock the bike, I technically should be taking the shit with me.
Yeah.
So every time I'm going to be unloading the bike
And then loading it.
and then
Man,
loading
that's
it
so
again
much work.
every time.
That's so much work.
It's just to me, it's hard to wrap my head around.
Oh no
just
no
doing
no
all
no!
that.
It's not panniers. It's in the tube.
So in
So, like,
this case,
a
it'd be
lot
in
of
the
the-
tube.
Yeah, like a lot of the Trek bikes, like you'll see like some like a black panel either on the seat post or the
Yeah,
down tube.
yeah.
That comes up, that opens up, and there's a little compartment in there that you can store your tools or your bars or whatever, or gels.
So my bike would be better organized than my house,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
better shelving than my
yeah.
house.
Because Orbea has that shit all the time. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, man. Like the way they make it so air. Like, have you ever seen an Aero water bottle? I've seen an Aero water bottle. It's wild. I never even thought that was a thing. Like I thought when you're carrying water,
Yeah.
it's so that you're thirsty,
Right.
and that you need.
No,
but
that's
like,
got to be arrow too.
these are smaller
Okay.
and they're flat,
Arrow water bottle.
and they just like snap
Yeah,
onto
so they
the
would
frame,
snap onto the side. Oh my god.
and it like perfectly looks perfect.
I guess what's wild is that like you'd see this and then you'd think for like half a minute, I can get that. Right? We're riding like from here to downtown. I think I need an Arrow water bottle.
Like, do I need that?
Let me try an Arrow water bottle.
It's wild, man.
Jesus.
But it's like for the frames that are like rectangular,
Right.
right? And
Right.
It
So
looks
I-
cool.
I could it does look
It
cool.
looks really cool, but it's
can't-
also
can't-
500 milliliters of water.
and what and at what cost?
Probably like 40, $50
Yeah.
a bottle.
Yeah. To store 500 milliliters of water.
Dude, that's another thing that I learned this year. Cycling. I thought it was a cheap hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking wrong.
Yeah, I learned that too.
Hell no.
Even the way that I do it with the old bike and the old parts and stuff, it's still
Older
fucking-
parts is gonna be even more expensive because
Exactly.
you gotta hunt.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
you gotta wait for that.
regular shit.
Yep.
I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm okay with a part from 2019 or like 2010. I'm okay with a 10-year-old part. It works. It works well. I'm
Yep.
okay with it.
Yep.
You know,
It
Like,
is
It does the job.
surprisingly hard to find friction shifters.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't think so because a lot of people grew up with those, but yeah, it's surprisingly hard.
I think I saw one.
I think I saw one.
No. Like I think I saw a SRAM friction shifter or a red friction shifter. I'm like, why? Well, you guys are on ETAP.
Exactly.
You guys are electronic now. Why do you have friction
Now they're
shifters?
selling it as vintage.
But it looked cool. It looked very
So
cool.
it's cool.
But
Yep.
yo, man,
Yep, and then like I have a weird attachment because my friction shifters are not even in the right place. Right? It's not on the down tube. It's on the
it's on your fork.
Yeah.
Or like the handlebar thing, the head tube.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it's I have an attachment for that you'd
Well,
also
that's
have to
easier.
get whenever you. Oh, I couldn't imagine it on
That's
the down
easier
tube.
than a down tube.
I could not imagine it on the with the long rides. I could not imagine reaching down to the down tube
Just a
every time.
shift. Hold on. Hold on,
Exactly.
guys.
No pedaling's happening at this
I gotta
point, right?
find the right
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah, so it's much easier here.
Dude, how does that work though? Friction shifting.
We just have to find the gear. So you just get used to it.
But like, when my understanding of mechanics is when you're with the regular shifter, even the turning one, right? It pulls
Presets.
It pulls the thing, right?
Yeah. So okay, the
Pulls the
friction shifter.
cable.
The friction shifter works more like the same at the derailleur level.
Yeah.
It still kicks the chain over, falls, or picks it up.
So you
right?
just have to find the spot where it pulls the actual mechanism to the gear.
Exactly. You have to find that yourself.
Oh.
Yeah. As opposed to like with the presets for like a mountain bike or for most current bikes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But with the
okay.
friction shifter, you do have to find it. So occasionally, if you're on a certain gear,
Yeah.
you have to change both. Because you have the one derailleur for the front, that's going to move the chain for the front.
You have
But
to
then
change
on certain
both?
games for the back, sometimes you have to move both. Because you'll get chain rub.
Oh, I see.
So if you're on a certain gear, then you'll have
Yeah.
to slide your front derailleur over. So, but now I'm at the point where like you just get used to it on your own bike.
Yeah.
Which is why when other people try it,
Throws him way off.
it's a
So
lot.
he's not clutching properly?
Right.
It's just like,
Jerking-
dude, what are you
jerking on
doing?
the bike.
They stall the bike. I'm like, how are you stalling a bicycle, bro? You just go. Like, you just pedal. You're stalling.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So the whole time you've been riding in a t-shirt, and this whole time up until very recently, I've been riding with just a tank top because fucking love tank tops. I hate the tan. Would you ever do a jersey?
Ooh.
Because you know what I realized and what I actually really started to love about jerseys are those little fucking pockets. Those pockets are so sick.
Ooh, Jersey life. So, okay.
It's lighter.
So last summer,
Yeah.
this comes with a bit of a. So last summer, when I'm just riding a bike in like just shorts and regular gym shoes
Same.
and stuff, right? I'm doing all these long rides and I'm not necessarily feeling like, things feel good,
Yeah.
kind of normal. And last summer, I was telling everybody that would listen that there's absolutely no way that you're gonna catch me in like those stupid little shorts. Yeah, like I don't understand why anybody would lock themselves to the bike with clip-ons. Like
Same.
it just click, right? It doesn't
Same.
make any sense. Like, I'm
Doesn't feel
comfortable in a
safe.
t-shirt and like the backpack and stuff. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get these cyclists. Even the gloves. Like
Yeah.
gloves look stupid. So
They serve a purpose.
beginning of this season, I decide that like okay, yeah, I'm gonna be riding my bike a lot more. The PB Cycles Instagram thing is now kind of happening. So all right, if I'm gonna ride more, let me see what these shorts are about. Mm-hmm. So I got one pair of shorts from Mech,
Yeah.
and because I had read that you need to spend a little for actual comfortable shorts.
Yeah.
You can buy shorts from Walmart, but they ain't gonna,
Or Amazon.
or Amazon even, but they're not gonna, right? So I went to Mech, and Mech has some pretty good, So put the shorts on, look at my girl, like I look stupid.
But
This
I
looks
thought.
ridiculous.
Yep.
Had a good laugh. It's just all right. Put those under my pants, and then I did a long ride in those. And I'm like, this is
Game changing.
how the hell did I? Right? How did I do without
Question. Did you wear underwear first?
Yes.
You wore underwear with them first?
100%. 100%. The first 2 months I had underwear under, and to the point where I asked an Instagram question. Hey. Because it's
Should I be
getting warm,
wearing
right?
underwear for this?
It's getting warm, so it's like getting a little bit like sweaty. So I asked an Instagram question. I was like, hey, does anybody else notice it gets sweaty under the bike shorts? And Instagram told me
The Instagram touch.
you're not supposed to wear underwear under those. So I went for my first ride without underwear.
Felt weird, right?
And then I posted that to Instagram saying, hey, does anybody else feel like they're in their underwear when they're riding with just shorts? And the answer was yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's weird at first. Don't worry, you'll love it. And from then on, it's
Isn't that
like, okay,
weird though, man? Like, every time you see cyclists, you just know they're fucking just commando.
Yeah.
All the
Oh,
time. I'm
I
like,
mean,
you're not wearing underwear. You're not wearing
none of
underwear.
y'all are wearing underwear.
You're not wearing underwear.
And it
Like,
gets extra weird when you're on a bus.
you're not wearing, and you're essentially just wearing underwear on a
Right?
bus.
So there was a few times that I rode, I had my bike shorts on, but then I met up with a friend.
Yeah.
So now I'm out with homies.
With your underwear.
this is. Oh,
You're just hanging with your boys just in your underwear.
in my drawers right now. Like, oh my god.
Like, Paul, we're here to have a good time. I don't need to see your bulge.
Exactly. Well, I don't know where to put it. Like, I can't. There's no pocket for it. I don't know. So that's the shorts, right? So that's the shorts. And then there were people that were kind of chirping me, like low-key chirping me about the shoes. And about how, like, I'm doing all these long rides and stuff. Like, yo, you got to get clipless. Mm-hmm. Like, what the why would I clip myself to the bike? Like, this is just, it's an absolute ridiculous idea that I'm going to, like, mechanically attach myself to this bike.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And so, that one was a little bit slower. Maybe May was when I got the SPDs.
No, you got them.
I didn't use them when I got them. I waited a bit.
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay.
So I got them
I
in
thought
May.
you got them when we all went to Niagara.
But Niagara was the first ride with the SPDs.
With
Second
them?
ride. Second
Okay,
ride, sorry.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
My first ride with the SPDs was Bradford.
Oh, okay.
So I remember I clipped them in and I rode to Bradford and back. That was like a 130-kilometer day. First day in SPDs with the Shimano shoes. And I was like,
Game changer.
this ride was much easier with these. Like, oh my god, like I can pull up and this is nuts.
Yeah.
Although I did lose screws on that ride.
Yeah.
One screw out of each shoe.
Same.
And panicked a bit. And then just tightened the others because I brought the screwdriver with me, so tighten the others.
Yeah.
And then finished the ride. And yeah, it's a fucking game changer.
Yeah.
So then I got the shorts and I got the shoes. And then my hands started doing the thing where, like, you're losing the
Numbness.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
And the ulnar nerve. And so I need to do something about this hand. So I figured I'd play with the hand grip and everything. It didn't work out. So I got gloves. So I got the gloves, the shorts, fucking shoes.
You don't want to go full cyclist?
This is where I'm drawing the line, right? So the jersey.
But I'm telling you,
The
bro.
jersey is the line.
I'm telling you.
Jersey's the line now.
Listen. Get a jersey so you can stuff the pockets, and then you already have the bladder, right? Just get a thinner backpack so you're not carrying everything so much in there.
Can I get a fucking jersey?
So now you have a more aerodynamic backpack with a bladder.
I'm gonna get a jersey.
Right? Bicycle booth, I'm telling you.
Totally gonna get a jersey.
You're going to get a jersey because I started wearing my jersey like a couple months ago. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, these pockets are fucking sick.
I remember that day you showed up with sleeves.
Yeah.
And it was tripping me out. It was tripping me out. As long as I know this guy, says Jew, it's like it's just sleeveless.
Just sleeveless.
Sleeveless and proud. I showed up with sleeves one day. Like a few times he rode up next to me and I had to like take a double take.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? Why do you have sleeves on?
Sleeves. Right? Fucking out of nowhere. Yeah, I remember that. It's a good jersey.
But now, they're sleeveless jerseys, and you better bet I'm buying those because,
Well, obviously, man.
you know, I like
The whole
sleeveless.
thing, man.
Dude, I hate farmer stands. Mm-hmm. In the summertime, you will never see me outside with a t-shirt on. Mm-hmm. Number one, I sweat a lot, and I just get hot too
Yeah.
quickly.
Yep.
Number two, I just don't like that tan line.
Sure.
Number three, my arms are one of my favorite parts of my body, so like
you
I
gotta
like to
show
keep
them.
it. I like to keep
The
it.
hams out, man.
You know, I like to keep
the
it
hams out.
tan. You know, so when people see my arms, like
Yeah, there you go.
you see the outlines more. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but bicycle jerseys they have sleeveless, so I'm gonna rock those.
I
I'm gonna rock those
don't.
next
I
year.
don't. Man, and again,
Pockets.
it's weird. I can't even say this fully because I said this about shorts. I said this about shoes.
You're gonna switch.
Stupid gloves.
I'm gonna get you a jersey for Christmas.
High
bro.
socks. Now I got high socks too.
Ankle socks all the way.
I-
Ankle socks all the way.
We'll never agree on this.
But I'm gonna get you a jersey for
We are
Christmas.
never gonna agree on this.
I'm gonna get you a jersey on Christmas.
And I'm gonna get you some high socks.
No, no. Unless it, dude. Even when it got started getting colder, I was still wearing ankle socks.
I'm a high sock guy, man. I get no.
Because then my
We're not gonna
second
see eye to
favorite
eye
part
on
of my
it.
body is my calves. I hate having that tan
Oh,
line.
okay,
on
okay.
my-
So you definitely can't cover them.
I
Yeah,
can't cover my calves. You
Yeah.
know.
definitely. I'm a high sock guy. It's entirely for look. It has nothing to do with function.
Listen, when I was powerlifting, right? When I was powerlifting, I'm used to wearing the wrestling unitards.
Yep.
So I'm used to wearing those, I'm used to wearing the high socks. When I say high socks, I mean like up
Yeah,
to
up
my
to your, like, knee
up to my
almost.
knee,
Yeah.
right? Because for deadlifting, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier. I cannot wear I'm either ankle socks, no socks, or really high socks. I can't wear mid socks.
Sure.
It's just weird.
Sure. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it ends up, yeah, like here.
Yeah, and seeing as like I do have big calves, those socks always just ride
They'll roll
down
down.
anyway.
They'll roll down
So
on
it
you.
just looks sloppy,
Fair.
right?
Fair.
Yeah, it just looks very
Okay, so
sloppy.
you have a functional explanation for why not
for
to
socks.
go high sock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At least with like the really high socks, it goes up to where
Yep.
to the top of my calf, so it doesn't roll down.
Yep.
It just hugs there, so it's perfect.
I'm totally high sock for fashion only. There's no other. There's no.
I mean, my
functional
dress
purpose.
socks are fashionable.
Yeah, of course.
The dress socks, right?
Of course.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, again,
I'm getting you a jersey for Christmas.
I'm drawing the line at jersey.
You're gonna wear it You're gonna wear it next year.
However, I'm aware that my line has a tendency to move a bit.
Just keep moving the goalpost, dude. Just keep moving the goalpost.
I'm aware that with this fucking cycling, the line moves.
Yeah.
I'm learning this. That as much as I want to say firmly that I am this, because that's one thing. That's one thing that I grappled with a lot this year. I actually struggled with coming to terms with calling myself a cyclist.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
Same.
because like calling yourself a cyclist came with a certain like
Stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're that guy in latex, just like running around. Like, listen,
the
bro. Like,
Lycra
don't make it
army, yeah.
weird. like, don't make it weird,
Don't make
bro.
it weird.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm also like to that. This year. I'm starting to get more used to wearing a helmet on cycling, like on rides.
Yes.
I never wear a helmet. Actually, that's a lie. I never wear helmets in the city.
I didn't wear a helmet until Demon Sports.
Fuck them. Just kidding. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, your negotiation went a little differently.
No.
But
Fuck those guys. Just kidding, Demon Sports. Sponsor me, bro.
yeah, man, he's just looking for a sponsor, man. That's all he's saying. It's just coded. It's coded language.
But yeah, man, like in the city, I never wear a helmet, which is probably where I should be wearing it the most.
And you know what's odd is that like I feel odd enough, I feel safer
Without
in the
a
city
helmet.
without a helmet.
Same.
And it's something about
Being extra cautious.
so cautious.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be careful. And when I throw the helmet on, I tend to take a few more risks.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
Yeah.
No helmet, and you know, I used to have the bigger headphones. Even
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
even
same.
that for me was like I was like extremely cautious.
Yeah, because now you can't hear shit.
Like I hear shit, like right.
Yeah, well, I mean, even now, like riding with earbuds on, like I still ride with them loud. So like,
Yeah.
I still can't hear. Don't listen to any advice that I'm saying.
We're not giving advice.
We're not giving advice.
We're not
Don't
giving
do
advice.
what I do.
We are not giving advice. This is not advice.
Do not do what I do.
We're just talking about what we've done. We're not telling you what to do.
But yeah, I'll blast music and I'm just like cruising, and sometimes like when you're in the zone,
Yeah.
and you're just listening and you're just like
Yeah.
moving the hand
Oh, God.
side to side in the
Oh,
middle of
God.
the road. I was like, oh shit,
Oh, God.
this is right.
Yeah.
And then I see a cop. I'm like, yo, I'm not drunk. I am not
Yep.
drunk, dude. I'm
Yep.
just listening to music.
Yep. There's some songs. Yeah. So some songs get you into the sway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, when I was younger, I would be biking. Like I got really drunk, and then I'd get hungry. I'm like, yeah, I want to get some food. So I would go on my bike and just go like A&W because it's 24 hours, and I'm just there like fucking just drunk, like on my
With
bike.
A&W.
And then I'm coming home, holding I'm like, how am I gonna hold this? And
Didn't think that far.
so I'm there like no hand actually like wrapped around the bar.
Yeah.
I'm just like resting on the bar. I'm
Yeah,
just like
your arm.
sipping.
Yeah, oh,
and
God.
Just like riding.
Oh,
like,
God.
sipping.
Oh, God.
and riding.
Oh God.
Totally dangerous, but this was the middle of the night, so it was safer.
Yeah.
There was less cars,
Those cars.
but it was still sketchy.
I'm gonna ask. Did you have lights?
No. No lights. No
Because
lights.
why, right?
Ride dirty, man.
Because why?
You never grew up with lights. You had the
Exactly.
street lights.
None of us had lights.
Cars have lights.
None
They
of us
see
had
me.
lights.
You know.
Yeah, you'll see the car lights.
Exactly. They'll see me with their lights. So,
Yeah. Oh my god.
but what's really cool though is the city is actually taking more initiative for cyclists this year.
This year was a lot.
They
Like
put
the
up a
active
lot of bike
TO, and then
lanes.
like there's a
Yeah.
whole lot of bike lanes, and like
Yeah.
lighting the trails even or upgrading the trails and stuff like
Yep.
this year, because COVID got a lot of people on their bikes,
Yep.
and then there's recognition that the bikes are going like they're sold out, and then
There's a lot more cyclists.
a lot more people on the bikes. So the city and other cities really are recognizing this and taking action,
Yeah.
and they're taking shit for it. But from what I've seen, and I guess because of our
Only for the
circles,
better, dude.
there's people out there on
Yeah.
the bike lanes.
Yeah, there's way more people, and it's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Toronto's advanced, but we're so far behind, and we're so
Cautious.
not just cautious, but we're so lacking in a lot of things that just make the city run smoother. Yeah, the TTC's there, but how frequently does it break down? Like
True.
or closures.
True.
Like
True.
if you look at Montreal, they've had bike lanes
Well, yeah.
for like 10 years already.
Montreal,
More than 10 years.
Vancouver. Vancouver's got a pretty good system going
You
there.
know,
and
like-
just- yeah.
There's so many bike friendly cities out there. Even New York
Yep.
has a lot more bike lanes.
And Toronto just caught up this year because of a pandemic.
Yeah, it's weird. It's cool. It's great. But like I can't wait to see like more actual connections,
Yeah.
because the one thing that I hate riding on the bike lanes is when it abruptly stops and it's like, "Hey, surprise traffic."
Yeah, it stops at nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your bike lane's here, as soon
Yeah.
as you cross the street, merge.
Yeah. Figure it out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's why there's so many like accidents,
Yeah,
and
'cause,
deaths, and it's like, yo,
yeah.
man, like,
Because is this city safe for like beginner cyclists?
no, but what is a beginner cyclist like?
As in someone that, today is driving, maybe rode their bike in Costa Rica or something, right?
Okay,
And then decides that, all right, I'm going to start
like who
commuting.
don't know the bike, like the rules of the road. But how do you not know the rules of the road if you're driving? You see what I'm saying?
But why would you know the rules of the road?
But you're driving. You should know the rules of the road when you're in
See?
a car.
See, this is the gap, right? This is the gap. The gap
Like
is
there's no difference between a bike and a car. Like,
But the
only
gap
difference
is-
is your speed.
that most people driving aren't considerate of cyclists.
That's true.
I
That's
know that
true.
I only am because I've always been, and I admitted this year, I've always kind of been a cyclist.
Yeah.
Just, COVID forced me to do it more often.
Yeah.
And so I always kind of knew how to look out for cyclists, where a
Yeah.
bike would be and all that stuff. But I think the majority of drivers aren't necessarily thinking in those terms because
That's true.
the road is for cars.
Yeah.
And there's your bike lane, go stay in it.
go
Right?
on the
It's
sidewalk.
easy to say it, right? But then people on the sidewalk are like, what are you doing on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Or like
we-
the back
like,
streets.
nobody likes cyclists.
Right? Nobody
fucking
likes
weird.
people on bikes, which is odd because the bikes, in places that I've traveled
It's
to
the
for
more.
work,
It's the most efficient way of transportation.
you see bikes all over the place. In many other countries, bikes everywhere.
Yeah. It's the most.
What exactly is their
efficient.
hang up?
Yeah.
And then even like one thing that I started using this year that I've never used before.
Hand signals.
A.
Same here.
A,
Same,
right?
Same here.
Big one. Big one. Hand signals. And then I do this weird thing when I'm stopping. I like wave it down. It's almost as if I'm like shooing somebody. And I don't know why I do it this way, but like I just
I never do
shooting
the
somebody to
stop. I never do the stop because in my head it's common sense. I'm at a stoplight. What do you think I'm going to do? Keep going? Like,
Well, right. Yeah.
like you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I never do
get
that.
You. I get you. But like more like if I'm just like if I'm on a trail and I'm just pulling over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'll just
on a
yeah.
trail, yeah.
I'll do that and then right. I have to move my hand with the signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I don't do the old school driving. Like, what's this right turn?
Yeah, that's when your lights are out.
Right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
when you're driving, yeah,
right
right turn, left turn.
Left turn straight out. and then
and then
stop is
stop.
down. Yeah.
Like to me, this is so stupid.
Well, that is an awkward position.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, stop.
Hoi!
On a bike, handlebar this way. Stop. Your
Yeah.
body turns. Your handlebar turns. Like
Yeah, and so maybe that's why I do the shoe, just to.
yeah, no, I just stop.
I'm stopping, just
I just stopped. And then for right turns, I just put my right hand out. I'm going this way.
right, left turns, left hand.
Yeah. It's
Right.
easier on a bike.
Although I
but,
have to like actually. No,
Oh, I just
going
point. I'm
that
like,
way.
I'm like going. Yeah, I point to the right.
Yeah, because I don't want people to get it confused with like if I'm just waving at someone.
Yeah. Finger guns.
Right. The aggressive finger guns.
Hey, you! Pow!
Yeah, I also picked up that habit of saying hi to cyclists. But one thing I noticed, saying
Yeah.
hi to other cyclists, is
They don't say hi back. It's
when I have my helmet on,
yeah.
they say hi back.
Really?
When I have my helmet on and I'm like, right, in the city, I have my helmet on, I do that, they kind
Really?
of wave back. When I leave the city, every cyclist waves back.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when I'm in the city and I don't have my helmet on,
Yeah.
it's like it's like they hate my existence.
Yeah. It's like you're just another one of those guys.
Those guys.
It's so elitist, isn't it? It's such an elitist sport.
weird thing, man. It's so weird.
That's why. That's the one thing I want to eliminate with the Nomads. Like it's the elitism.
It is weird.
Show up in your jersey if you want, but like none
Yep.
of that. None of
Yeah.
that. I will cut that shit short.
Yeah, and
Like,
yeah,
You know.
that's why I like Melly.
Yeah.
Because like, look, it's just
Yeah.
me and this old ass bike. That's it. And there is an elitist attitude to the weekend warriors that hop out for 20 minutes on Saturdays and
Yeah. Like 40K.
40K for 20
30K.
minutes,
Yeah. Like,
and that's it.
like, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop at the coffee shop and then get a ride back.
yeah. Like, cool. Like,
Right.
we've already done 60.
Yeah.
Bro. Like,
So there's a few times. that I've bumped into guys and then we get talking. We're like, I'm just out for a quick 20. What are you doing? They ask me, like, what am I doing? Like, this would be at like 8 a.m. So like I'm at 50-ish.
yeah.
Goals for another 100. like, oh my God, that seems far.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm doing this all morning.
Like that's
All
yeah,
morning
that's
is
the
what
one
I
thing
do.
I love about biking, man. It's like you get so far and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like you don't even realize how far you've gone.
Yeah. Which is more the case when you leave the city.
Yeah.
That like you're just on open road or open trail and
And you're just there.
music.
You know, it's like, fuck, where am I?
Yep.
Sometimes I'll get that feeling. It's like, where am I? Like
Yeah.
and then I look at my map like that's how far home is?
Yep.
Like home
Yep.
is that far away?
Yep. So
What am I doing?
the only time I felt that in a negative way was that Collingwood Barry, where my
Oh,
legs, just the legs didn't do it,
Yep.
and then I had to leave you guys in Collingwood because like, whew, I was telling Joe the other day.
Ideally, you should have came with us because on the way home we were actually tucked in.
And so I had a thought about that, but then I was going like super slow because that surgery leg,
Yeah.
it actually completely gave way, and I've never had that happen.
Wow.
Where pedaling into the headwind on 26, which you all also hit.
Oh, we hit.
Yeah.
We hit.
Yep. So pedaling on 26, and then that leg went down, and at the bottom of that downstroke, it stopped.
Seized, eh?
It seized.
Shit.
At the same time, this left leg,
The
the
ham-
muscle underneath,
The hamstring? Eesh.
popped out.
Ooh.
So I was stuck and coasting into a headwind. Yeah, and then on Highway 26, which cars aren't going that slow. So I had to like lean onto they had the guardrail there.
Yeah. Shit.
So I had to slow down and lean on it, put my hand down on the guardrail.
Shit.
And then swing this leg, which is, right?
Yeah.
Swing that leg over, land on this leg, which is seized.
Oh my god.
And then like I was on the guardrail and everything hurt.
Oh
So
god.
then I moved over a bit and I leaned the bike up and I leaned down on the ground. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm on Highway 26. I left the group maybe hour and a half. and I don't really have an option. Like, how else? There's no option for how else to get out of this, right? My ride is one of these people that are still back at Collingwood,
Shit.
and I have to at least make it to Barrie to get a ride back. So Barrie's so far away from here, so I got to figure this out. And so I was on the side of the road, on the side of 26, legs straight out.
Oh, fuck. Jesus.
Just zooming by. And then it's like trying to rub some feeling back into the leg. And then when I got back on the bike, I was pedaling like super slow. So super slow.
Yeah.
All the way down 26 through that headwind.
Fuck, man.
And then the music going and just keep pedaling. Because I do not have another option. This is the only way I'm getting back there. So we're gonna sort this out. We're going to sort this out. And that's the way that I got all the way back. Because that's how, when I got to McDonald's, I think I got to that McDonald's half hour before you guys did.
Oh, okay.
With your stop, with your all of that. That's how long it took me to get from that point back to that McDonald's, because my legs seized up a few more times after that. And but this is the only way we're getting back. Yeah. So, you know what? Take your brake legs. But this is the only way we're getting back. So.
Shit. Yeah,
and hobbled all the way back.
VJ was starting to cramp up. Thank God he didn't like fully cramp.
Mm-hmm. He was saying it was pretty bad for him too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, we're gonna stop and just like rest, because we've been at this for an hour, and fucking tired.
Yep.
You know, we would, Zach would pull, and then I'd pull, and then like, because I told him like, listen, like we're getting pretty sporadic, and there's a lot of headwind.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut the group, like stay close.
Yes.
Or like just watch your speed and stay close, because Mandy and Mappy were like also getting tired, and they were lagging behind. So I like stop, pull them in, tell them to get in the middle of the group, and so that they can catch the draft,
them in,
and I'll pull back, because I'm a strong cyclist. I can pull, like I can go ahead at any time.
Yep.
I'm like, I'll stay back so that nobody gets left behind.
Right.
Same with VJ. I'm like, just go ahead. Like I'll stay in the back. And then it got to a point where the girls got split, and I was like, listen, Map's getting behind. Okay, cool. I'll pull her, and Mandy's in the middle of the other two.
Yeah.
I'll pull these two guys, and we'll just go.
Right.
But like just don't stay too far ahead, because your tailwind essentially lasts within 10 meters.
Sure. About that,
right? Like the tailwind you can catch tailwind.
Yeah.
Or a draft within 10 meters of somebody
with
else.
a headwind, it's like a bit more actually.
Yeah. Right. So like, I told them just don't go too far ahead, so that we can still kind of be within range of that draft.
Yep.
And I was just pulling the second group, and then by the time we stopped at the church, it was right when we messaged you.
Yep.
And they're like, I'm just like there. You were at the Tim Hortons at the first stop. I'm like,
our first stop.
Yeah. I'm like looking at the map. I was like, that's like another half hour to us.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Fucking the most brutal hour.
Yeah.
Because no protection either side.
Nothing. You have nothing.
Nothing. And it's just...
Yeah. And you're on the highway, which also is a brain fuck. This is a highway. This is
is it a highway, or is it just a country road?
This is not a country road. This is a highway, because you guys took 26 down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a highway.
Yeah, we took the exact same way.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you're on the highway into a headwind, and just, you're really rethinking life. And
dude, one car was like... So you know how it's a broken yellow?
Yeah.
So that you can merge and whatever. Oncoming traffic, a red car was behind another van, came into our side to overtake the other car that was in front of them, and came within like a couple inches near us. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Right, because this is not enough going on out here.
Yeah, even, like, if it's one cyclist, you probably won't be able to see sometimes. But there was 6 of us. In bright fucking colors.
The brightest colors.
You know what I mean? Like bright green, purple. Like...
And the only 6 of you.
Exactly.
In a club. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, we can't even do doubles.
Yep.
because highway.
Highway, like an actual legit highway, and
Yeah.
like rumble strips.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause even
shit.
as my legs weren't working, I kept hitting those rumble strips. And then, like,
Ooh.
I got to the point where I was hitting them so often that I was starting to get like maybe a minor headache
Oh yeah,
because right. And so then
The
I would stay off
constant-
the rumble strips, but also get your legs bursting, but also you're on a highway.
Yeah.
But also headwind.
but also get off the rumble strip. But also your legs aren't
so
working.
much, so much.
Shit.
So I
man.
mean, honestly, of all the riding, man, that was for these reasons. That was the hardest ride.
Yeah.
And yeah, and super happy that I was able to kind of
Make it.
make it and just tell
Yeah.
my legs, "Hey, you know, we're doing this. We go sort it out after." And then I think I was off for what 4 days after,
Jeez.
and then yeah, for 3 days my legs were barely working.
Damn.
So re-aggravated injury on this side, and then
Yeah.
like riding
Yeah.
cold in general.
And I
It
think
just-
one of the things too is what I learned. Well, not what I like. I've known this, but experiencing on a bike is completely different. You don't realize how thirsty you actually are on a bike in the cold.
In the cold is
Because
different.
in cold, generally, you're not as thirsty when you're
Yes.
cold, right?
Yes.
It's just what it is. But when you're cycling, you have to be way more aware of that.
Yes,
Because
yes.
that's where the cramps kick in.
It's cold, yeah, cold, and then like feeding yourself and everything like that.
Yep.
Like that's at the end of that ride. Like I knew that I was nowhere near the water intake that I usually would be at for
Yeah.
that long of a ride.
Yep.
In addition to how much water my body would have lost keeping warm,
Yep.
right? And then dealing with headwind, and then I had that injury lingering anyway.
Yeah.
And so like the amount of water that I should have
Dude, for
drank
2 hours, I still had a bottle and a half. I'm like, this is not right.
is not right. Exactly.
Why do I still have a bottle and a
Yeah.
half of water?
Because that's one thing that I remembered from winter riding, that I was drinking a lot of water, and just on this ride, you know, all this summer energy just didn't happen. And so I
In the
definitely
winter,
didn't
you were
drink
probably drinking a lot more tea because it was warmer.
enough. Yeah,
So
that
you were,
too.
you were more inclined to drink that because it felt more comfortable. for
Right,
you.
it
Yeah.
helped with the comfort and everything, and
Yeah.
but then on that ride, I also definitely had that like summer energy, summer feel, summer bike, summer gear, summer right.
Yep.
It just didn't come together in terms of like what I was supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and so
Nutrition and hydration, like it. That
Body
shit
said,
goes
"Alright."
out the window when
Yep.
you feel like your body tricks you.
yep,
You know, like you're not thirsty, you're not hungry,
yep.
you're not burning a lot of calories. You're so cold, bro.
Yep.
Like keep going so you can warm up.
But my legs disagreed.
Yeah.
Like,
My
we are-
legs were done.
Yeah, we
after-
are
when we
not
got
coming
home,
with you.
When we got home, like we went to get pizza after Manny and I,
Mm.
and it was like I could barely walk from the car to the pizza joint.
See,
I'm like my legs were
yeah,
done.
it's crazy how that works, right? That like, I mean, cycling would have been the only time that I got to that point where like, all right, body's done,
Yeah,
but we still got to figure this out.
yeah.
So
Because snowboarding is different.
very
When you're,
different.
when you're snowboarding, like I'd have a bottle, I'd have a can of Monster like in my pocket at all times, and I'd just like take a sip. And
Yep.
it's just water, like Monster, like that
Yeah.
actually makes you more thirsty because it's sugary,
Exactly.
right? So it dries up your mouth a lot more, but you don't realize it. You're just energized, and then you go into the chalet, you get a beer too.
Yeah, and you're just fucking it more.
Yep.
You're just making it worse.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
god.
So, for the Nomads, what do we want to do for next year?
Nomads next year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's just a business meeting now. All right.
Because I have a few things in mind.
So,
right?
I want Montreal to be a thing.
Yeah. The
I want-
supported one?
The supported one.
Ooh, okay, let's
Right.
do it.
I want.
Now
and-
there's two of us for that ride. Okay.
And now and obviously I'm also thinking of like vacation time from work. But
Well, man, listen.
You guys will
before
hook me up.
we move forward, you said you had how many days? 5 weeks vacation?
5.
5 weeks vacation. Okay.
So we're gonna plan them
So
all
hold
right
on,
now.
hold on. So Montreal,
You're gonna burn the whole 5.
Montreal is 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's in August. I know you want to do the New York ride in August as well.
So we
Okay.
take August off.
16 days, dude.
So you're thinking.
That's 2 weeks. You
you're
still
thinking-
have 3 weeks of vacation time for next
So
year.
you're thinking a 6-day tour,
Yep.
and then like
10-day tour.
like a week later, 10-day tour.
How long do you need to recover? You need more than a week?
This is why this guy's trouble.
You need more than a week.
Yes, please. Is that weird to ask?
Do 1 week of zero, absolute zero cycling,
I
zero
don't know
time
about
on the
zero.
bike for 1 week.
I
No,
don't know
no, no.
about zero.
To recover fully. To fully recover from 6 days,
That's a tall ask for August.
take a full week of absolute nothing,
That's a tall ask for
or
August.
maybe like a 10K ride here and there. It's like 10 to 20 here and there.
That's a tall
Okay,
ask
fine,
for August.
20 to 40 here and there.
Yeah.
Throughout the
Yeah.
week,
Because
right,
weather's
to
nice in
recover.
August.
I know.
So
I know, but your legs, you got to know better. This is the difference between like understanding
that's
overtraining
it.
and resting,
That's it. Yep.
right? So I know you're gonna want to ride. I'm gonna want to ride
Mm-hmm.
after Montreal as well, but take the week to just rest, relax. You
And
know,
then do New York 10 days
in New York, 10 days.
into Labor Day.
Yeah,
I mean, are these Nomads rides? Because, okay, I think.
I mean we can make if in New York we can probably make one or two of them a Nomads ride. We can
Like
definitely
one or two of
take
the faces.
Yeah, like we can definitely take people to Niagara and then just be like, all right, you're on your own.
You're on your
Like,
own.
We're gonna keep
Follow
going.
us.
If you want to come, come. But
Yep.
like,
Smash that subscribe button.
you know,
Follow us. Or whatever.
we can make that a Nomads, right? Like have people
'Cause-
join us along the way, same way how we,
Yeah, you guys helped me
know,
out to
yeah.
Bowmanville there.
yeah,
I want both of those to be a thing, but I also like the Orange Wheel Cycling Club in London.
I want to go to London.
And that was 230.
But one
Kilometers.
way you said is 190.
Yeah.
I want to make that a 200
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna go to London and not hit 200 kilometers. I'd be so
Yeah,
mad at
it's
myself.
like, I'm with you on that.
You
I'm
know
with
what
you
I
on
mean?
that. So we could do but London would mean, I think realistically, is a ride.
July, June.
Like a June, July. I'm gonna say London to Toronto mainly because that tends to be a tailwind direction.
Going to the lake makes sense.
So, it would be a rail, train, whatever trip to London. A stay in London.
Oh, you want to take the train to London or bus to
And
London
then ride
and then
from
ride
London.
back. I was thinking biking there and then just chilling in London and then biking home.
You're thinking of 200-kilometer days in a row. We could discuss the specifics.
Or as far as we can get on the second day. Like we can have
Because technically you have the GO train that could save you.
we can route we can route the second day to like so that's not the same direction, but we can route the second day where it hits bus like go stops.
Yeah, but the second day is like arguably the easier day because
Yeah.
of that.
Tailwind.
Generally speaking, tailwind.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But
you know.
so that
Yeah.
first day, you done killed yourself, and then you gotta go to bed, wake up next morning. It's like, all right,
Or we can stay a day in London and just fuck around.
that might be more like it.
You know what
To
I'm
like
saying?
ride to London and
Hang
then
out with an orange wheel.
we could link up with Orange Wheel, hang out, in London for the day. So it'd be a
So-
2-night stay.
Yeah. And then ride back.
We could hook up at a deal for that if people come.
Yeah. You know,
That
could be,
would
could
be a better
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
That would be a better.
I wasn't thinking like 200 there and 200 back. Like, no,
Yeah.
I want to see what's up in London.
Exactly. That
You
would be
know?
a better idea. That would be like a weekend trip to London by bike.
Yeah,
Which is like
because-
a better sell.
One thing that I also want to do for next year is camping. No, that's camping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ride our bikes to a campsite and then hang out, do the whatever, the campsite, swim, chill, whatever, pitch a tent.
Mm-hmm.
And then come home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's one weekend in February.
Fuck you.
I mean, maybe.
Fuck you. I've camped in the wintertime. It is not fun in the wintertime.
Oh god. Yeah, no, hibernation is what I meant to say. July was more I was trying to say.
Yeah, July camping.
There's not going to be a
July.
Nomads hibernation trip. No, it's
But yeah, 'cause that's one thing that I want to do is like
like a camping bike trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think with the crew, you can split up the load
Yep.
and one night.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a pretty good sell because is there any other cycling group that you've seen
That does that.
selling a camping trip?
Right.
That's why I like that because it's like
Adventure, man. It's
such an
Nomads.
adventure.
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
could do that up at like Algonquin or like
fuck, bike to Algonquin? How long is that? That's 10 hours. That's 10 hours away.
we're already biking, right?
So we're leaving at 2 a.m. to
Right.
get there for 2 p.m.
Isn't it right there? Isn't it?
Just go up and right.
Right. Just straight up 11. What's the problem?
I mean, that or like Prince Edward County.
PC'd be 220.
Yeah. You know what I
220
mean?
before you get to some cool shit. So I mean, yeah, that could happen.
There's some sites
Guelph,
in Hamilton, Guelph.
right? Guelph Reservation or Guelph Conservation. Sorry, it's camping there. So we have options. Like we have options to places to bike to for camping.
Yeah.
A Nomads camping trip would be
Amazing.
amazing.
Bro, like 4 of us, 5 of us, maybe even 10 of us.
I think that it's a unique sell, and
Yeah.
that's why I like it so much because
But the only thing with the camping, though, is we would have to plan it way in advance so that we can book a spot. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
we'd have to plan it way in advance to book a spot, and you'd have to have people that are down for
Yeah.
any weather.
Yeah. Because 100% I'm in. Right
Same.
now, I'm in. So 2 of us are already 100%
Same.
in. And I already know one other person that's going to be 100% in.
Yeah.
So,
So
that's 3.
Like it's enough for a trip. It's
Yeah.
enough to book, and then hope for good weather to get more.
Yep.
So I mean,
The more people, the better, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
that's definitely one thing I want to take it up a notch for next year. It's like this year is kind of like feeling it out, seeing what it's kind of like.
Well, we know there's this thing.
Yeah.
We know there's a thing, and I guess I'd reluctantly wear a jersey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a goal.
I mean, think about it. You only really had to pack 1 pair of underwear.
Fair. Because I'm riding in my other
You know what I'm saying? It's like
one pair
we're
of
going to be
panties,
packing light. The heaviest thing we're going to be carrying
and
is
that
what,
goes
a
on the
tent.
poster. One pair of panties.
Yeah. We're just going to be pitching a tent. That's it.
Oh.
Share a tent or whatever. We got our tent.
Yep.
Some light camping gear.
Yep.
And that's it. You already have your little stool.
I have a stool.
You have your stool.
I have a
Or-
bag-sized stool.
Or if your support vehicle wants to come,
Hey.
we can put the stuff
can
in there.
discuss.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
That could be an option.
I think the best way that this works is if my amazingly beautiful and perfect support vehicle wants to assist in carrying equipment, but
That'd be
she would
fantastic.
then also have to be with us for the camping.
Yeah.
And so, please,
So please.
please,
So
no pressure, but
That's
please.
that's one thing that I want to do for us for next year is camp. A camping trip, because like biking, camping, just like it's just gonna be a fun experience.
Yeah,
for
I've seen
anybody
anybody
yeah,
that I've seen do it. It's always good stories, and it's just
yeah,
and it's the next logical step, isn't it? Like when you do the multi-day tour,
rest where you want, kind of thing.
then the multi-day camping tour is kind of the natural next step. So yeah, I mean, totally down for that.
Yeah, and the other thing that I want to start for next year, that I want to start for this year, and lean on more for next year, is have a YouTube for us. So this might be on a YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm working on that. That's my job to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
Like-
I'm just trying to get some podcast conversations out of this, but this is turning into something else. I
You
like
know
the
what I'm
YouTube.
saying? It's like
I like the
I'll
YouTube.
send you the whole audio
Yep.
for the podcast. You can put it wherever,
Yep.
and then I'm
And
gonna
then we'll
put
figure out what
this
to do
whole
with all
video.
of this. Yeah.
I'm gonna put this whole video onto YouTube.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea right there, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're at least gonna have this to kick off the channel. Get more people interested in us, and just like have I want the club to be more accessible for people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I want the whole crew to have more people that actually want to be in it and just not feel intimidated about distance or what's a group ride gonna be like. It's
Mm-hmm.
like no, this is gonna be just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause growing up, man, like fun, like biking was just fun. Like we biked everywhere as kids.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just like went wherever you wanted with your
Yeah.
friends.
Biking represented the
Freedom.
first freedom.
Yeah.
The first, like, that's the only time you could just kind of hop on it, disappear for like hours,
Yeah.
and not have much of an explanation or reason for it, and
Yeah.
just kind of go for hours. And then the
Now we have
first,
adult money.
so, yeah, right.
Now we have adult money.
That's it. You have disposable income, and so disposable income, you can do a couple more things.
You just bring some beers
Yep.
and just like have some
Yep.
fun with your friends, shoot
Yep.
the shit. And yo, man, like I see the club like going places,
There's room for it.
like physically going places, and like metaphorically. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I want the club to be accessible,
Yeah, there's room for it.
you know,
There's definitely room for it.
and it would make
Just
us,
because in this experience of like turning into a cyclist and seeing the cyclist world, I can see that there is a gap in, like, there's a gap in the cyclist lane.
from beginner to like extreme pro.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's like you have your weekend warriors somewhere in there, but it's like, we're welcoming everybody, like
Yeah.
including those guys
Yep.
who want to do these like
Yeah.
long ass stupid tours for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Other
a
than
bunch
to
of
have
errant
fun.
cyclists out there that like don't have any friends that are also
Yeah,
into it in the same level that they want to be.
yeah, like
So-
that was one of the coolest things is like meeting people who never like Warren,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Meeting him, he was like, "This is the most fun I've had
Yeah.
because I've just been doing this alone for the longest
Yeah.
time. This is the most fun I've had in years." I was like, "Yo,
That's
fucking
crazy.
amazing."
That's crazy.
I'm glad I met that guy.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy.
And like that's the kind of stuff that I want the club to have and represent.
Oh, we're changing lives, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say so. Like the amount of people that I met and that are fucking still around is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
We're
that are
changing lives.
doing kick ass shit. Like I like that, and I wanna extend that out to everybody.
Mhm.
So like, I'm seeing people following like on I'll pop into the Strava page. Before it was like 10 of us.
Mhm.
I'm looking. I'm like, why are there 47 people?
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Who are these people?
Why are they following? Like,
Yeah. And they're
Where are you
all
guys
on our
going?
leaderboard. What the hell?
Who are you guys? Why are you
What
here?
the hell?
You're not even in Toronto.
Right? I'm riding from North York and back and all that stuff. And you're on my leaderboard. What the hell?
I'm seeing them like all over the province and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like,
that's-
wow.
Yeah. It's wild how that works.
It's so
And
cool.
like PB Cycles was a smaller version of it. Mm-hmm. And like because I had no idea what I was getting into when I did that, and then Nomads
Yeah.
was like a clearer understanding of it
Yeah.
because people like to see other people doing this kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And-
because you were starting it out with PB Cycles like your own adventure,
Right.
right? Where when I started it this year, it was like I want to do this for me, but like I also want other people to do this challenge with me, to experience like a challenge with me. So I opened it up.
Yep.
I was like, "Yo, my birthday, I want to achieve a goal.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Who wants to come?"
Yep. You got some people to come with you,
I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. I want to keep on doing this."
and so it's wild that first
Yeah.
thing kind of hits, right?
And it was
I did-
like mostly strangers because Leon, that was our second time actually meeting. Mm-hmm. The first time we met was when I invited him to go to Burlington with me. Mm-hmm. Before that,
He
we
told
were
me
just,
about that, yeah.
Yeah, before that, we were just playing games online.
Yeah. See?
You know what I mean? Like we were just playing games online. We'd never met, and then I convinced him to buy a bicycle. Like, and then I convinced him to ride 130 kilometers,
Shit
and I
is wild.
convinced him to go to Niagara.
It's so wild. It is all so wild. It is
Yeah.
all so wild. I absolutely did not think anybody would care.
Yeah, same.
And it was Joe that convinced me that, like, yeah, the fact that you're riding a bike in the winter, I mean, people might care.
Yeah.
And then again, it was why would anybody care about it?
Exactly.
I just want to get on the bike because like I usually play volleyball, and COVID said no. So now I gotta ride this bike.
Yeah, and Brittany
then-
at the time was like, "Yo, you're creating a little community.
Yeah, exactly. It's
You know,
it's like
you're
you
creating
can create a
community, and
people
just keep
kind of
doing
like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
So, okay,
I
cool.
guess I guess I'll keep on doing it.
And now we're both here
Exactly,
talking crazy like this,
man.
up there
It's
riding
like-
in our panties and
dude, it still fucking trips me out, man. Just riding like you can see my junk.
everything.
You can see everything.
There's a few times I even posted pictures, and then I look back like a week later, like, oh,
Yes. I'm like, there's my dick.
like ooh, and that's the first picture. Oh god. Like, oh,
Welcome.
oh. Like I'm so comfortable with bike shorts, so I'm just putting that out in the public like this.
You know?
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, and like eventually too, like I want to do some mountain biking.
Yeah, mountain biking is something I want to touch into also, because, well, that winter beater. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I keep it in good condition, it would serve as a pretty good mountain bike next year.
Exactly.
And then yeah, I could play a little bit more in the woods.
Yeah, and I know we have some people in the club that want to do some mountain biking.
Yeah. And I just know that I'm into it, mostly because like when I watch videos, like, oh, that's
It's so
cool.
fun. Yeah,
It looks so cool.
it looks so much more fun than road cycling.
Right? It's just
Like road cycling is fun,
Yeah.
but like I'm seeing these like Red Bull guys.
right. And
I'm
just
like, yo, what the fuck?
right. You're not gonna catch air on a road bike. Well,
No.
you shouldn't. If you did, you're
You shouldn't catch
trouble.
air.
in some trouble if you caught some air. Watch
You
that
might
lightning.
not be on the bike.
Exactly. So
Yeah, like these Red Bull guys, these monster guys. I'm looking at them like, yo,
it just seems fun, man. You put that full helmet on, and it just seems like fun.
even just like a little bump,
Yeah, a little
like a little
bit.
catch a berm, like around the corner. Like,
Yeah,
like, it's so cool.
yeah. Just it seems like a lot of fun. And plus, you know, if I'm already like riding a mountain bike in the winter with ice and snow and stuff, I mean,
You can
is it
handle
that big of
dirt.
a jump?
It's just dirt.
Right. It's probably safer than what I was doing. In the
Probably
winter.
not. Probably not.
Maybe at those speeds, maybe not.
Probably not.
There's a speed difference.
Let's tell you a time where I accidentally rode on a mountain bike trail. I think it was with a hybrid bike.
Okay, so kind of prepared.
Kinda. But I accidentally rode onto the Don Valley. Like,
Oh,
there's a trail
yeah,
there
the one that like
in the woods.
yeah.
Yeah. So
before
my-
you get to the like frisbee golf,
yeah,
like by the
yeah.
science center area. There. Yeah.
So my
That's a
buddies and I
serious
were,
trail.
were riding, and we're like, oh, let's go over here. Let's see where this goes. We go. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's in the woods, and
Yeah.
then next thing I know, it's just like jumps. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
That's a
this?
serious trail.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm
That's a legit
not. I
mountain
don't
trail.
know how to ride this.
Yeah, that's
So
a
I
legit
turned back
mountain
and
trail.
like, bitched out.
Yep,
But I want to ride a mountain bike.
yep.
See, man, it's not cheap.
I got right because now you getting a mountain bike. You're talking about the mountain bike, then now you need a road bike, then you need a gravel bike because in some of these trails are.
I might just do gravel because it's both. You can.
But
do
for
both.
serious mountaining,
I've seen some videos.
yeah, I've seen it too. But like,
I've seen some videos.
would you really open it up? Like, would you really open it up on a gravel bike on a serious mountain trail?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
it's not going to be as efficient, but yeah,
I don't know.
you can still do it. Because at the end of the day, it's just your wheel width. Your wheel
Yeah, and I
size.
think my heart needs that extra wheel width.
Yeah, like
Right.
you can put a 40 on like Ian's bike. You can put a 42 on there.
Fair,
You know, like
fair.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're just gonna
Fair.
have the speed, like the aerodynamics.
And then
of,
like a 40, 42, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
Right? I think I'm good with that. Drop bars trip me up
yeah.
on a mountain, like in the dirt and stuff.
Just the
Drop bars.
positioning and the lack of suspension.
Yeah, that would trip me up. I think I'd need the flat bar, 100%.
Dude, I've seen some road bikes that have suspension,
Yeah, I saw that too. And
but it's not the same kind of suspension that you think of. It's just like a little spring.
Yeah.
It's literally about this big on the seat stay.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
the seat, yeah, the
Yeah.
seat stay, and just on the head tube underneath the handlebar.
And I don't understand
How it works
why I want that. Like, why would you
for gravel bikes. Well, yeah, like for road bikes for
like
uneven terrain.
cyclocross? Like, I guess I can understand for
Yeah.
cyclocross.
For road bikes, like uneven terrain because you're riding on a road, you're not on a velodrome. Like
Yeah,
it's
but I feel like I'm
uneven.
losing it with that, right? I feel like I'm losing some with
Oh,
some of
you're
that
definitely
compression.
losing. You're losing kinetic transfer, kinetic energy.
Yeah, with some of that compression, you're like it's transferring in the wrong direction for
Yeah,
you.
because the reason why road bikes are like that is because, and why you can get faster is because there's an efficient kinetic energy
Right,
transfer.
through everything.
Exactly, that's why it's stiffer,
Yep.
right? But when you have the shock, it absorbs some of that, and you lose that kinetic transfer.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah, I guess.
for road bikes, it won't make sense, but for gravel
Yep.
bikes, I kind of would want that. But also, that comes with a hefty price for some reason.
And that's most of why I'm unsure about gravel bikes. Just because maybe I've ridden gravel bikes most of my life, right? Or hybrids, or
Yeah.
right. But I road bike, drop bars, slim profile, 100%.
Makes
Mountain
sense.
bike, flat
bar,
bars,
shocks.
shocks, preferably front and back.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And I don't really love crossing the two. I'm only riding the mountain
One or
bike
the
in the
other.
winter
Yeah.
because of the terrain change.
The conditions. Yeah.
But it's one or the other. I don't necessarily love the mix.
Yeah. All right.
Hit that subscribe.
Hit the like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Smash that
Nomads.CC. You know what I mean? But
Oh, shit.
yeah,
All right,
for
man.
now, first episode's done.
That's a good first record.
Yes, sir.
That's a good first record.
Bam.
Plenty more.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I got to get working on this YouTube channel, though.
Yeah, that one you just promised.
All right, guys. So we'll catch you next time. No promises on how often we'll do this, but we'll be doing this throughout the
Yep.
winter. So stay tuned. Peace.